Hail and well met. Welcome back to the Westgate Irregulars for our. I don't even remember what number episode this is, but this
14.
14.
14.
Dogged Pursuit. Dogged Pursuit.
Hmm.
Because our heroes, if you recall from last time, teleported away, but they are not out of peril yet. I am Eric Scott DeVee, the DM of this campaign. These are the Dungeon Scrawlers. I'll have them go around and introduce themselves, starting with the wonderful Erin Evans.
Thank you. I'm Erin M. Evans. I wrote the Brimstone Angels saga. And if you give me one quick second, I forgot to pull up the description of our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Farida and Havilar from the Brimstone Angels saga. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, iPad, iPhone, and on all Android devices. For more information, check out idlechampions.com. And also check it out because for the duration of the quarantines, it seems like they have been doing a really cool coloring challenge. They have really cool coloring sheets. And the more people that do them, the more chess codes they release. So if you came here for a gold chess code, there are more on the way if you can color some cool pictures.
Sweet.
I'm Rhiannon Held. Back after being gone last week. I missed you all so much. I am an urban fantasy author under the name Rhiannon Held, and then I now have space opera available under RZ Held. So if you're curious, we're all authors. What kind of stuff do we write? Well, I write space opera, so check it out. The first novella is called Clean Install.
Hi, I'm Yingying Wang. I'm a writer and a filmmaker.
Hi, I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm a writer and a teacher.
I'm Randy Henderson, and I am an author. Humorous urban fantasy, thus far.
Excellent.
Hilarious.
So surprising.
I know, such a shock.
Yes, his series Fin Fancy Necromancy is pretty funny.
Randy,
You
I
should
would
definitely check it out.
to find out that you also write literary fiction about people staring at lakes and things.
Yeah.
Very
about
serious
alcoholism.
romance.
Living lives of quiet desperation.
Right, yes. Midlife crisis, go on a road trip.
All right.
Wine country.
We have 5 of our 6 heroes here. Kayla Thamakir, played by Emily Tang, whose opinions and views expressed in the stream do not represent those of Wizards of the Coast, for whom she works, is not here, which we will learn about later, but that will be after Rogar's recap. So take it away, Randy.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'll put on the wee cap for the recap. All right, here we go. So last time, up to this point, Artemisia's stepmother, Marcellea, who's this powerful diviner and rather controlling, came to town to try to take her away, but was instead kidnapped by night masks. And in the whole process of that, we had some adventures, and eventually that culminated in a battle with our doppelgangers of ourselves in an arena. And then we got transported to a night mask lair where Cecilia disguised herself as a high priestess of Shar, and Sterich disguised himself as a doppelganger. And then we basically conned our way into where Artemisia was being held. And then faced off against the Duchess of Darkness, who was all this vampire cleric of Shar and a real tough cookie. She kicked our booty. But in the last moment, Artemisia, in a moment of, I guess, emotional stress, managed to sort of level up and cast a dimension door that ripped a rift in space and time, and we all managed to escape through that, and that's where we left off. So I just wanted to really quickly, as part of the recap, I thought, take advantage of this, that we're traveling through a dimension door, and go through and imagine some of the dimensions some of our characters might have gone through, and see if you can guess them. I'll ask the person I'm reading it to guess, and then if not, the group can guess. And if not, I'm sure the chat will guess. So the first one, for an example, Rogar, I see a fellow dwarf with steel blue eyes and a grey and black beard talking to someone who looks like a 12-year-old boy with a wizened face and a huge top knot of hair wearing a fur-lined vest. And The young gnomish-looking fellow is tugging a horse closer to the dwarf with a mischievous grin, and the dwarf sneezes like crazy. But he spots me and he says, Flint, not another dwarf. And the dwarf Flint looks over at me with raised eyebrows and says, oh, you're just jealous you can't grow a beard without looking ridiculous, Taz. Funny, Taz says, and his eyes narrow at me even as his grin widens. You know, I'm feeling suddenly bored. So, what dimension's that? Eh?
You know, I think I have that book on my shelf, actually.
I Kryn, the world of Dragonlance, created by Weiss and Hickman. All right, so Stong, you think you hear someone say the name Mordenkainen as you pass briefly through a high tower chamber where two wizards are speaking, one gaunt and deferential seeming, the other taller and wearing blue robes with a Van Dyke beard streaked by grey stripes. And you can see laid out below the tower a great city, and even further off the ruins of a great castle. And the smaller soft-spoken wizard's eyes go wide and he says, what on earth? But the second wizard just smiles and says, be calm, Bigby. He's simply passing through. Bigby says... then Biggie says, well, perhaps I should lend him a hand. Wink. So, and then you continue on. So, what dimension was that, Stong? You know?
I'm gonna call a friend and just toss it over to the audience.
Anyone?
That was Greyhawk, wasn't it?
That's the world of Greyhawk.
Definitely the world of Greyhawk.
That's created by Gary Gygax. That's right.
That's right.
All right,
I think I have
Sturge.
that book on my shelf. All right, that's fine.
To have a map of that place. It was pretty big too.
All right. I want to hear Sturge's.
Yeah, Sturge. You manifest briefly on a rooftop. Two men are sitting there and looking out over one of the largest and most dangerous cities you've ever seen. The first is a very tall, barbarian-looking fellow with a broadsword across his knees, and he's singing some song about being free of any rules or ruler. The second is a short, slight man in dark gray clothes who reminds you somehow of yourself. He's making odd signs with his fingers and apparently causing several nearby rats to dance the barbarian song. This arcane trickster-looking fellow glances over at you and says, your song has drawn a rat of another kind there, I think, Fafford. Then you continue on.
Nice.
What dimension is it?
That's the Fritz Lieber dimension.
Aye.
The Fritz Lieber dimension. Yeah.
Your dimension.
What's the name of the city, Sturge?
Lankmar.
There you go. There you go.
Nice.
Ding, good job.
Nice.
I think there is a RPG for Lankmar.
Yep, exactly. They did a
Yeah.
bunch of tie-in stuff with D&D and some
Was
of the
it
characters and
D&D?
stuff. were in
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TSR
Well,
did some stuff
D&D
with them.
owes a lot of genetics to the Fafford and Grey Master stories. So yeah.
Ah,
Indeed.
Interesting.
All right.
Like two of our characters. Anyway.
I'm sad Caliph isn't here, but I'll do Caliph and you guys can guess. So Caliph appears in what seems to be the throne room of a Gothic-looking castle.
Mm.
The air is chill, mist swirling around her feet, and she hears a distant scream of pain or horror. A pale, noble-looking man sits on the throne wearing a high-collared black coat lined with red and a blood-red jewel at his throat. He leans forward, his eyebrows raising at the sight of her. Tatiana, he says. Then he scowls as you come briefly into focus. As he meets your eyes, his scowl becomes a smile, though, and you see some predatory fangs. And he says, no, but someone with great promise, I think.
Oh.
So what dimension is that?
Oh my God. Is that Ravenloft?
That's definitely Ravenloft. Yeah.
Ravenloft.
What
Because
the
that
the
heck?
was-
Hickmans
That's
and Bruce
her happy
Smiths and
place.
others.
That was
Yeah.
Count Strahd von Zarovich
Checks
right
out.
there.
Checks out.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
when you
exactly.
started
Fair.
describing it, I was like, Elric of Melniboné. Move on.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Then the ruby, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. All right, Artemisia. You appear on the deck of what seems to be a large ship, a galleon, though in place of sails it has wings built out to the sides like a soaring bird. You hear a great humming that vibrates the deck beneath your feet and see the peak of a giant pulsing crystal sticking up through the deck in the aft of the ship. But most of all, you feel a dropping in your stomach as you realize you're not on water, but appear to be flying among the stars, towards what looks like the curving wall of a great crystal sphere that spreads out as far as you can see in every direction. And you see a winged figure before you, and at first you think it's Caliph, but She turns and you see she's human with her black hair cropped very short. So what dimension is that?
Lorebot?
I think it's
The Lord Bot-
Spelljammers?
Spelljammers.
That is definitely a
Oh,
I thought it was
spelljammer
something
thing.
different at first, but
I'm
the
not sure
melding
if
of
it's
D&D and space opera.
I'm not sure if it was
Hey,
something more
hey.
specific, like a specific spelljammer story.
That
But
one I
yeah,
couldn't
that's
tell you.
definitely spelljammer.
Well, and that was Jasmine. She's in all that other.
There you go.
Yeah, and that was primarily designed by Jeff Grubb, I believe, who wrote one of my favorite, the Curse of the Azure Bonds. I love that story. Anyway, so and Cecilia, finally, you
This is
manifest.
gonna be the one I don't know.
Yeah, you manifest briefly in the midst of what appears to be a harsh desert beneath a large and brutal sun. Before you, two figures are
Nice.
battling over what appears to be a fresh kill. The first is a dragonborn wielding a giant obsidian blade. The second is a
Wow.
wizard, except rather than a book, he appears to be holding a knotted string, and as he unravels one knot in the hand, a lone bit of vegetation nearby withers away as lightning builds in his fingers. But then the wizard spots you and his eyes widen. What an Athos, he exclaims, just before the dragonborn takes advantage of the distraction to decapitate him. So, and you
Happy
move
place.
on. What place is that? What dimension?
This is what's charming. I was gonna say Athos because I can't remember the series name.
All right.
It's the one. It's the prison pentep one. What is it called?
Dark Sun?
Dark Sun.
Dark
Thank
Sun.
you.
Yeah.
Like completely
Nice.
blanking.
One of the few ones they made property for the Sega Genesis. There was a Dark Sun game. Anyway, so
Also, there's Eberron, which is great. Done.
Yes, there was also Eberron. That
Oh,
was one of my
Eberron.
follow-ups. I was going back and forth between that and Eberron.
That's
Anyway,
fair. A million years ago, I was the line editor for the Eberron novels, so it's my baby still.
so we all pass through these brief visions of other dimensions, and then I handed off to the omniscient narrator god to tell us where we actually end up. So that is the conclusion.
That was fun. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Nice.
for
that
that,
was
Randy.
very fun. That was really
I look
cool.
forward to see the guesses in the chat too.
It provides a natural transition into what happens because as you are hurled through the dimensions, Artemisia casts a spell, but it was apparently very, very powerful, or at least uncontrolled. And exactly the effect that it would have was not entirely predictable. And Artemisia, as you are bearing your friends to safety, you realize that there's a great deal of heat on your hand, and you look down and you see that this golden ring, which you were not familiar with, like you don't recognize where that ring came from, is burning bright on your finger. And then abruptly you are inside the ring. And so is everyone else. Their
Nice.
own version of what the inside of the ring is like. So Artemisia, why don't you describe your version first?
So Artemisia inside the ring, she's in a study. And if you knew her, you might recognize it as her father's study, though they haven't lived in that house for many years. And it's warm and well lit, and there's a crackling fire, and it seems like it's gray and rainy outside, so it's a great time to be inside. And all the furniture is subtly big, and you don't sort of at first realize why, but then if you think about it, if an adult was to say curl up on that overstuffed chair, the chair would sort of swallow them, like say she was a child of 7 or 8 years old, and if an adult was to hide under that desk, they could hide and no one would see them. If say she was a 6-year-old, so this is her father's study that she remembers when she would hide and he would conduct business, and she would sit there and listen to him, and she didn't have to worry about her stepmother. She was just near her father and feeling safe.
Excellent.
So you're a happy place.
Yep.
And while you were in this study, is there anyone else there with you?
Not of her own volition, but I don't know. Is perhaps Lilton there?
Yes.
Oh.
Here's
How the hell did he get there?
He is sitting at the
mean-
desk and he looks up at you and he says, "Oh, I did not expect you again so soon."
Ooh, he's at your dad's desk. Ew.
He is.
You're not supposed to be here.
You're not supposed to be here. And yet you are, and yet I am.
Well,
This is your happy place, is it? You are happy here, safe.
I suppose I am, but you're not supposed to be here.
What are you gonna do about it? He just shoves all the papers off of the desk, and then he leans on it, looking at you, and he says, "What are you gonna do about it, Artemisia?"
Oh,
That's
oh,
funny.
damn! I want to be there.
Well, she's gonna go open the door, which I presume opens onto like nothingness, because there's not really anything other than this room in the ring for her.
It opens onto the same room. Where he's also in that room.
She's gonna shut it.
And you turn back around and he's standing right next to you. He's like, "There's no escape, Artemisia.
The only thing better than
Cannot-
one Lilton is two.
You
Liltons.
cannot elude your purpose."
What is my purpose?
I could tell you, but you wouldn't remember. I think I will tell you. I think that would be entertaining for me. So, Stong,
Ah,
you are inside your own happy place.
Nice.
What is it like?
so Stong is in the middle of a vast meadow. To one side is a long babbling brook, and to the other is a copse of fresh spring trees just starting to grow and bud. And there's little flowers in the meadow, and you see lots of birds and rabbits hopping around. There's no other person in sight. Certainly no Liltons.
Well, that's what you think, at least.
Oh no, I look down at the rabbit at my feet. Does it have Lilton's face?
No, there is a rabbit there, and the rabbit looks up at you, happy.
Good so far.
And then you hear a voice that says, "Huh, I hadn't expected to see you here."
Oh, it's you, isn't it, Lilton?
Now you look up, and it is indeed Lilton. And he says, "Has Artemisia been up to something funny with the gifts that I have given her? I think she must have."
I say, hey, buddy, whatever's between you and Artemisia, I'll leave between you and Artemisia. But me and you,
Yes,
haven't
he's
quite
suddenly
got to-
standing much closer to you. Yes.
oh, well, I see you want to be at least friends. Is that what I'm getting?
Won't you sing me a song, Stong Macduck?
Say,
This is
you got
creepy.
5 gold on you?
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out 5 gold pieces, which glitter in his hand.
I say, well, if the man's paid, do you have any requests?
Only something from the heart.
So I'm gonna bite into the gold coin.
Oh yeah, it is. It's good quality gold. You can the mint is something that you don't really recognize. It's really, really old, you think, but the coins appear to be brand new.
Okay. So I say, all right. I've been working on this little jam. It's not quite perfected, but I'll let you hear it. So
Thank you.
yeah, the other day I was thinking, man, it's been a while since I've been on a date. You know, there's been like no romance in my life. It got me thinking about my ex. So I was sitting in my bathtub drinking bubbly, trying real hard not to cry ugly, thinking about the day of you and me when you left without me. You make me a sad orc, me a sad orc, me a sad orc. So sad, me a sad orc, me a sad orc, me a sad orc. So sad. Just sitting in my bathtub drinking bubbly, trying real hard not to cry ugly, just thinking about the day when you left me and you make me a sad orc.
Sad orc.
Is he crying?
He is not crying. Make a charisma or make a performance check.
A performance check.
Right.
He just killed it.
Maybe he is crying. Make a performance check.
17.
Oh,
Not bad.
he's not crying, but he does seem to be moved. He
Hmm.
lays his hand on your chest over your heart, and he says, "I could hear the sorrow in that song. It reminds me of my daughter.
Daughter?
Yes, she is
You also
also
have a
named
daughter?
Sorrow."
Oh, well, we're both fathers. I would like to talk more about this and learn some parenting tips from you.
Seems
Oh God.
we have much in common. Our daughters will both kill us in the end.
What?
And then, Sturge,
Hmm.
you are in a ring world as well. What is your ideal world looking like?
Well, it's very dreamlike in the sense that it is Mirren's library
Oh, that is a paradise for magical investigators and wizards. Yeah.
and merged with there's a little alcove that is Grandam's crypt library. So there's, you know, you
Baal
can-
Norn, yeah. Mhm.
yeah, and oh yeah, he's just looking at the spines of these things and thinking, what am I gonna settle down with and read for the next 8 hours? Because that's 8 hours is just a nice number for reading.
Maybe this
Just
one.
8 hours.
Somebody hands you a book,
Who is the somebody?
Wilton.
I did not expect to see you here, sir.
That's interesting. But then again, why would you? You don't know anything about this magic.
What's the book?
The book is the history of your family.
This is a dream, right? And when this is over, there's not going to be a book in my hands when I wake up.
It's definitely not a dream, Wilton says. However, when you wake up, you will not remember anything that came to pass in this place.
Oh, God, I'm so sick of losing memories.
I know. What a curse you labor under. Now,
You know,
here's the
that reminds me, I have this card.
Show it,
Oh.
You mean this card?
Oh,
Yes.
no.
Oh,
You mean this card?
Yeah, that one.
darn.
It says, you think I would have fallen for that.
No, but it was a joke between you and I. I knew you'd appreciate
I do appreciate it.
You reach and pull it from behind your ear.
it.
You're a chip off the old block. Now, the question is, will you read the book even though you know you'll forget?
Of course, because I expect to get some of my memories back one day.
What optimism.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? Now, wait a sec. Chip off the old block.
So,
Which
Aaron,
block?
what is
Aw.
Cecilia's ring
No, I wanna
world
go
like?
back
This
to that one.
guy.
Yep,
This
sorry.
guy.
All right.
What is Cecilia's ring world like?
So I think Cecilia's ring world is warped slightly by proximity to Artemisia's.
Oh.
So it is a place where she has felt safe, but it is a childhood place, which is not something Cecilia usually thinks of as a safe place. It is a hut.
Mm.
It is like a log, kind of a log cabin, but a one-room kind of space. There's a big like wood table, which is covered in scrolls and wands in various stages of production. And there's the fire, and the windows are all weird and high up, like they're so out of reach. Kind of the way that maybe it feels when you're a kid and the windows are high. And there's a wind howling outside, but there's a hot fire in the middle. And there's
like
a man by
like
the,
a wintry wind.
like a wintry wind.
Okay.
It is cold outside, as it is wont to do in her childhood
And
home.
you said there's a man there.
There's a man there. There's a man
Mhm.
behind the work table, wearing a wooden painted mask. He's an old
Mhm.
guy.
Mhm,
You can tell by the way he's standing, and
mhm.
he is working on shaping a wand. And Cecilia is sitting on the floor. He's also stretched out weird. This room is definitely being pulled in weird directions by weird things. and
like
Cecilia
he's
doesn't feel very
extra
safe here.
tall than he should be.
Mhm.
Ooh, funhouse.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know you are safe, a voice says. That's the first thing you should know, is that you are safe here.
I wand out turn because I'm pretty sure I don't feel safe when I hear that voice.
Wilton's sitting there looking at his nails.
What are you doing here?
That's my question. This is my magic. You're the trespasser. But as I said, you are safe. And even if I wanted to murder you, I couldn't.
Back up to the table and grab one of the wands.
He keeps looking at his nails. Yeah, you picked up one of the wands. The old man looks over at you and says, "You should be careful. That's dangerous."
I know what I'm doing.
Okay. If you say so.
I'm gonna point the
Wilton
wand
says
at
yes,
Wilton.
if you say so.
Oh my god, I hate you guys.
Okay, you point the wand at Wilton. He doesn't react.
He doesn't react.
He doesn't seem afraid.
I think if we are in an emotional space created by like pure emotion kind of thing, Cecilia's instinct is going to be to run. So she's going to back toward the door with the wand pointed at Wilton.
This will be fun.
Wilton says, "I'm not sure you should do that, but you are in control of your own destiny."
All right, let's just trigger the wand at him and then throw the door open. See
Excellent.
What happens.
So blasts of arcane power, it's a wand of magic missiles, fly out at him, and they strike him. Blood bursts out of his chest, but he doesn't otherwise react.
I don't know because I'm throwing the door open and running out into
Yeah.
the winter.
Okay, you plow out into the swirling snow, and it is closing off all visibility. It's a complete whiteout around you. Even the door has vanished behind you, and you are staggering through the icy wilderness.
Yikes.
And you don't see any flames or any light or anything, although you can faintly hear mocking laughter from somewhere. It's definitely Lilton laughing.
I mean, I feel like I knew that in my heart.
Yes, you can feel and hear your heart beating, but then you can also hear a different heartbeat from somewhere in the snow, away from the laughter.
That's eerie.
Do you follow it?
Yes, because I know I can't be out in this. Do I have my rod? Can I pull my rod out for safety?
Yep, your rod is
maybe
there.
Maybe my since we've been chatting about it all so much, my packed weapon. Can I pull out my battle axe as well?
You have your rod and your battle axe.
Yeah, I'm
You're
ready.
feeling very safe
Yes.
and cold. All right. So the heartbeat leads you to, you can see kind of a shadow amongst the snow, and you realize that it's a cave entrance.
Familiar cave entrance.
A very familiar cave entrance, yes.
Lilton's still somewhere behind me, cackling.
The laughter has vanished,
Oh, okay.
faded into the distance.
Okay.
You go into
I'm going
the cave.
in the cave because this is the different kind of safe.
Okay, you find the familiar pool of blood, but the cave is also full of skeletons that appear to be mostly humanoid, but the skulls are elongated, almost in like a canine way. The pool, you're standing there for a moment looking around, and the pool starts rippling as a figure starts to emerge from it.
Is it Haranawachu?
Well, you watch, and it is a beautiful, lithe, elven form, but it is not Haranawachu. It is, in fact,
not safe.
Lilton, who emerges from the blood. And he looks right at you, and he says, "Wouldn't you rather have a better patron?"
Oh, damn.
I don't think you should be coming into her house and saying that.
So,
Can I pull out my
Rogar.
pack magic and make her come here?
Ow.
So, Rogar, tell us about your ring world.
Aye, right. So I'm back at the temple, and I've just finished my lessons for the day. I'm just in my teens, and I go back to the forge where my best friend we've grown up together, Adric, is working, shoveling coal and such. And And he's on a break, he takes a break, and I go back and I'm telling him excited. I'm full of optimism that I'm going to be a cleric someday. And I swear I almost felt it. I almost felt Sharinlar's light today on the exercises and the meditation. And we're talking and he's telling me about his day. And he's looking all, sweaty, and he's got his bare chested and stuff. And I don't know, on impulse, I give him a quick kiss. And then I'm kind of embarrassed, and then he kisses me back.
Oh.
And I have this vague sense that there's something different. Like, I seem to remember that at this point the Holy Mother like caught us, and then like the next day Adric was like gone from the temple. But it doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
Aye, and the kiss just goes on, and it's rather nice.
It's on
in the heat
and
of the
it's very
furnace.
nice. And at some point, you pull away and realize that you have been kissing Lilton. And he looks at you and he says,
Also, nobody should be kissing Lilton.
No.
Lilton,
You too.
not safe. Not safe.
He says, I didn't tell you to stop.
No.
Was it bad?
Oh man, dude.
I can do better.
No, dude, no.
I don't think that's no. You're very charming.
You're very repressed. You should really.
Well, that's rude.
That's true.
That's very rude.
I am
telling you, you're like arrogant and.
Why not? Maybe I would like that.
Okay. Well,
I am a rude
You're too
man.
lawful there for this.
I am a rude man, Rogar Battle Baron. Maybe you should be a bit more rude. Perhaps you would enjoy life more.
I know what this is. You're a bogglewomp, aren't you? This is a bogglewomp that you're trying to tempt me from the path. But I got onto you. I'm going to find you. I'm going to find all of you. And I'm going to crush you. Sharinlar will prevail. I'll tell you that.
Nice.
And what if I said I was?
Ooh.
He says in a husky, dark, demonic sort of voice.
Guiding bolt. Into his chest.
Light illumines around him. You can see. Well, sometimes when you hit somebody with this bolt, like you can see their skeleton illumined in their body, and his skeleton has these great big skeletal wings that extend from the back of it, and he has horns.
Oh,
damn! Horns.
And he looks at you and he says, you like it rough, do you?
Man.
Well, that's beside the point.
Rogar.
He conjures a ball of black fire in his hand, and he says, perhaps I gave the ring to the wrong irregular.
I can't sanctuary on myself.
And then you wake up. And you all wake up in a dark sewer-like cavern, very similar to where you left, in fact. Randy, if you would like to pull up that map of the overall space.
Which one? The hexagonal, like the main temple area?
Yeah, the main temple one. Oh, the whole thing, like that shows all parts of it.
Oh, I don't have that.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
That's
print
fine.
out the whole thing. I just printed out like the main parts,
That's fine. Just the main part then.
like this.
Yeah, cool. All right. So you show up in a dank, dark
Oh, wait.
chamber. Yeah.
We
He
came
was
in there
holding on to
originally. That's where we went before, up into the room with the Duchess of Darkness.
There is.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Down. Oh, we went.
Yes, there is an opening to a corridor that leads to that area. You can see the statue of Shar in that large room, but you are in a room to the north of that chamber, as if the dimension door had teleported you some 200 or 300 feet north of where you were. It was not very far, but there's no one else in this room. You see cultists in that main area scurrying around, looking confused. You hear the Duchess of Darkness, her very distinctive, husky, dark voice saying, "Find them, bring them to me." And people are looking for you.
Is there a door on this
There is, in fact, a single door in the near wall, 30 feet away from the entrance.
Oh, I mean,
Um,
is there a door on the
You want me to
end?
show that
no.
room?
Yeah, if you have that room.
Aye.
Is the grimmest orgy ever
Yeah,
done?
there you go. So you see
this is
that.
down into the temple.
Correct.
And then
And
we see
so
a door
it's kind
here.
of an L-shaped room that you're in. And this room appears to be some sort of makeshift office with a desk, bookshelves. There are maps and papers tacked up on the walls. A number with like drawings and notes scrawled across them. Like some kind of planning area of some sort. There is a single door on the lower part of the L, and it has a barred window in it.
What's in there?
Okay,
We look through the window.
you have arrived from the dimension door travel, having had the benefits of a short rest, and I point this out so that everyone understands that mechanically.
Okay.
Time passes differently in the ring world. So you could have spent hit dice to heal yourself. I will assume that you do that now.
Okay.
Okay.
Done.
So everyone's kind of looking around a little bit befuddled and discombobulated because you've just translocated space somewhat, but not a huge amount.
We don't
Cecilia,
remember the ring world, right? We don't remember the ring world.
oh
We just
no.
have a
Well,
vague sense of
you have
disturbance.
vague memories, but they fade very quickly.
Oh, sanctuary. Wait, what?
And then within about 30 seconds, you don't remember anything about what happened other than that you were in that battle and now you are here.
I'd like to look in my hand or in my pocket. Is there 5 extra gold there?
Yes.
Yes.
There a book in my backpack or in my
And
hand?
that is right away.
There is a book in Sturge's hands,
Oh my God.
but it is not the book of your family's history.
Bastard.
It is instead a grimoire of some kind. Okay,
What are you
Cecilia,
doing
you
with
said,
that?
Oh, why didn't I grab happy earthquakes while I was in the dream?
Cecilia, you said you were looking in the window of the door.
I want to look in the window of the door.
Okay, you see a somewhat disheveled, tired-looking Marcelea sitting in that room.
I pretend I didn't look in the door.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
her clothes are obviously she's been wearing them for like 2 days, and her hair is a little bit mussed, and it is honestly the least put together you have ever seen her.
All right. As much as I'd like to pretend that there's no one in here, I'm pretty sure that Marcelia would call my bluff immediately. So instead, I'm going to say, "Hey, Marcy, looking great."
She looks up at you and she says, "Oh, you've come. I'm so glad.
Mhm.
Did you
Start
bring
keep-
my
It's not-
daughter with you?"
I brought a bunch of people with me, but none of them are actually your daughter.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn.
Oh, dang.
Pick this lock.
Take some burn damage because that was some sick burn.
Well, so Artemisia, like, she's forgotten what happened in the ring world, so she's still back on the part where like she was convinced she was going to die for like she was
Yeah.
totally going to be sacrificed for a minute there. So she like is about to like just throw herself on her sister for like to cling on because she's still alive, but then like when she talks to her stepmother, she's like, "Oh wait, crap," and then sort of like aborts. So there was an almost a hug, but then
Aww. And it's sad that she thwarted
So
by being
so-
mean.
so Marcelea is wearing this pair of shackles made of black metal.
Mhm.
Valuable. Let's see. Sturge is
That's
gonna
what you
Magic
took away
magic.
from it?
yeah. Gonna go ahead and
I'm assuming, but
we're gonna need those someday when we get Lilton kind of
Hmm.
beat down to the point where So-
I love how we're all planning. Eventually, we're going to have to go up against him.
so
Well,
yeah.
you're all
It just gets worse
optimists.
and
I get
worse.
it.
I'm still saying Archface Smackdown.
Thieves'
Okay.
Duels. I'm rolling this. You can't hear that noise that I just heard, can you?
I
Yeah,
heard
I
you
heard the
roll your
dice roll.
die.
Roll dice.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's the roll 20 sound.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
You realize we're still going to have to trust you, right?
I'm gonna post my rolls.
It's
every time.
fine. Just tell us what you
16.
got. 16. Okay.
Yeah.
The lock is of moderate quality. You are able to get through it with the 16, so it clicks
Okay.
open.
Okay, and then, or is there a lock? I open it and say, "Madam," and then
Sir.
is there a lock? May I see your locked hands? Is there a lock there too?
Yes, they are
Magical.
locked, these manacles.
Mm,
She
I
says,
see
yes,
that.
they are of a certain enchantment.
mhm.
Well,
You
I was
hear...
just going to use my Eldritch Sight and not actually ask.
Yeah, they are
Marcelia anything.
magical. Yes, they are magical.
Mm.
You hear the cultists out in the lower room. You hear voices growing louder as though they are coming this way.
Can anyone give me some insight into these manacles before I attempt, so that I have a better chance of opening them?
Cecilia is checking out the manacles. Sturge is picking the lock open on the door. Artemisia's standing there anxious. What are you other two doing?
Sturge is picking the locks on the manacles.
Well, I'm saying that, it's all happening at roughly
Okay.
the same time.
Okay.
gonna
Oh,
go-
I see.
I'm going to go to the little entryway that leads down into
Yep.
where we came from, where I'm hearing the voices and the people stirring and the search for the people. And I'm just going to kind of stand to the side of the door and sort of peek around the edge.
Make a stealth check, please.
Is there a door, or is it just an open?
It's just an
doorway?
opening.
Open passage. All right, stealth check.
Well, no, there's a curtain, a purple curtain.
Okay.
Char's got
It
a
appears
plan.
to have been kind of hastily strung up there.
10, and I'm not a thief, so I'm guessing I don't have a great bonus on my.
Pretty sure you have disadvantage while you're wearing the armor too.
I love this image
no.
that I have here of like the night
hold
masks throwing together a home office, much like many
Is
of
it-
us have had to do.
It is mithril armor, right?
It's mithril. It's mithril.
Okay, I think mithril. I think the thing about mithril is that it doesn't give you that disadvantage, but I'm just gonna check real fast.
Oh no, that's definitely.
Oh yeah, it does not. Okay,
In fact, it gives me a
Good.
plus 10 advantage, I believe.
that is not true. Okay,
I have a plus 1 on stealth, so I have 11. 11 on
so
stealth.
you got a 10. 10.
Right. I
Okay.
got a 10. Plus
The cultists who have low wisdom because they're in the Church of Shar. Only mad people are in the Church of Shar. Do not immediately detect you because their
Excellent.
passive perception is 9. So, all right, you can tell that they are like the Duchess has come out of that southern chamber and is rousing up the cultists to try and find you. She says, it was a short-range spell. They couldn't have got far. Find them. Stop with your weird sex thing and go find them.
All right. Ooh.
Stong, what are you doing?
So I'd like to cast.
Checked out the
enhance-
match, the gold pieces.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tuck one to the side in my pocket to give to Cecilia later because my manager gets 20% even of dream gold. But I'm
Fair
gonna go. I'm gonna go and cast Cat's Grace on Sturge,
Ooh,
so you get advantage on dexterity checks.
Interesting.
nice. Before I do this little manacly thing. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
So Sturge is checking out those manacles like, I suppose I could do this. And you lay your hands on him.
yeah, and I go meow 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 meow.
Oh my god, I know the song. I know the words to that song.
Excellent.
Really.
I
So
think you just sang the words to that song, but I
Did it
could be
just meow,
wrong.
meow, meow?
No, there's words. We
What?
like chicken. We like
Okay, okay.
I got,
Meow
all
mix,
right,
meow
Oh,
mix.
Try
fine.
that.
Sturge, you
Copyright.
now have
Meow
Cat's
mix, don't come
Grace.
after us.
Yeah.
Okay. And that gives me advantage. All right. Here goes my thieves' tools. Roll. Oh, I can't wait to give you another screenshot of this because that is a 27, which is a natural 20.
All
Ooh,
right.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
You go with your picks into the very small, very intricate lock. This one is much harder than the door to get in here. And you find like a catch that would have caught you if you hadn't been working a little extra gracefully, and you managed to open them up.
Nice.
And Marcelia looks at you, honestly impressed. And she says, wow, that was an excellent job.
Well,
I'm
Talk
glad
to him
my
later. We gotta go.
I'm glad my daughter has some useful friends.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I'm going to definitely put those in my bag. Those pens.
Okay. Marcelia says, so what's the next part of this rescue operation?
We grab the interesting planning papers on that table over there, and then you get us out of here. Yeah, that's why we're here.
It's so powerful, Marcelia. Can't you?
We got in.
Okay,
I
it
mean,
sounds like
can't
we're
you get
blasting
out?
our way out, everybody.
Is there a teleportation circle that I could use? I mean, I don't have my spell book. They took my spell book from me.
Oh, they took it. If we got
Where
your
do you
spell
think
book,
they
could
took it
you?
to?
Is there a ritual?
Yes, probably. Assuming we have time. So, Rogar,
Aye.
the some of the cultists are now coming toward the planning room.
Are they then?
Mhm.
All right. I'm going
Two male cultists. One of them very handsome, one of them not.
All right.
I was gonna say, are they hot?
One of them is
I was like, yeah, okay,
fairly
over there. It's like,
hot.
no, I got you.
Are they
I'm
holding
kinda-
hands?
I'm feeling kind of like, a little hot and bothered for some weird
You
reason.
kind of get the sense.
But anyway,
You kind of get the sense that the hot one might have been hired for the occasion because he looks a little sharper than the cultist.
I see.
And he's like, yeah, they might be back there behind
Grimmest
that
orgy
curtain.
ever, not the worst orgy.
And the
ever.
cultist is like, yes, we must be alone. And the guy's like, yeah, that's it. And he's leading that guy toward the curtain.
Okay, as they're
Toward
approaching,
you, behind the curtain.
I say, uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. You need to calm down.
All
And
right. And
I
you're casting it on
calm-
those two?
I'm casting on those two. I
All right.
calm their emotions.
Okay. So what's the DC for this save?
My DC is 15.
Okay.
Spell save DC.
The hot guy made it. The cultist did not. The cultist is like, I don't know. Maybe I'll just go have a nap or something.
Yeah.
And the other guy's like, what? Really? What? And the guy wanders off. And then he's standing there like, All right, so he's just standing there. What do the rest of you do?
Definitely go to
Stalwood.
that table. Look for what's her name's book at that table.
Okay, Sturge, you go over to the table, make an investigation check.
$13.
13. Okay. So most of the books on the table appear to be ledgers and such, tracking information about trade deals in the city, sales, things like that.
I'm totally taking it all just to F with them.
Do you have
We,
do you have a
carry it all?
means? Do you have a means of transporting all of that?
we have a bag of holding. You can throw it
Who
all
is
in.
holding this bag of holding?
Stong.
Me?
Okay.
Tom, get over here.
Yeah.
Open your bag, dude.
The maps,
Okay.
the maps on the walls appear to be of Westgate, particular neighborhoods of Westgate. Often they're broken down into specific areas with like marks and X's and stuff on them.
Oh, let's just mess with them and take all
Aye.
this stuff.
I want to look at it real quick to see if any of our houses or anything, any locations that we recognize are.
There is a map of Briar House's environs, and Briar House itself is circled.
Well, yeah, let's take that
That's
map.
not good.
Yeah, definitely take that map. Take all the maps.
All of
Okay,
them,
so you just tear maps down from the walls.
Just
at 'em
circle
there.
everything so they get confused.
So there are a lot of marks and like string on the maps.
Take it all.
You just tear it all down. Okay, fine.
I'll take a photo with my phone first, and then.
If only.
There's that spell called
All right.
amanuensis to let you do that.
All right.
thing.
Marcelea comes out of the cell, and she says, "Oh, a bit of petty vandalism. I understand. Any luck finding that grimoire?"
I didn't recognize it. Anything like this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? This one?
You're just showing her random books from the table.
Yeah.
She says, "Honey, that's a trade manifest."
Yeah.
That's a ledger. I can tell that it's cooked from this distance.
Well, look, you tell me.
Those don't contain spells, but they might contain means of disrupting night mask activities.
That's what we're after. Okay,
Yeah, take it all. Take it all.
Chucking it in there.
So, Rogar, what's your passive perception? Remind me.
My passive perception is 17.
Great.
Nice.
Whoa.
All right. So the Duchess of Darkness is now walking across the large chamber toward the curtained room.
All right.
Toward the cultist who's just standing there. Well, the hired cultist who's just standing there like, so what do you do?
I'm praying.
If
I've been
anything.
praying. I'm like, Sharon, Laura, we need her. We need to get out of this. And all of a sudden, I feel inspired. I feel like she's guiding me. And I place my hand on the stone frame of the doorway. And
You do feel empowered by Sharindlar. It's true.
I just imagine like sort of just reshaping it and sort of sealing the door, at least like a 5x5 section of it. Let's say.
So you start
For a random example.
growing the stone toward each other.
Aye.
It's
Okay.
amazing. We've never
Feeling
seen you do that before.
Yeah.
No one's ever
We still
seen you do
haven't
that
seen it
before.
yet.
Aye.
I just walked out of the cell, so I assume I'm watching him do this and going, what the?
You
Yeah.
might be able. So can you make it thinner but broader, like to fill the whole door, but maybe not quite as thick?
But then they'll just bash through it.
I don't know. I get a sense
I
that
don't
it's gonna. I don't know why, but I get a sense it's gonna fill a 5x5 space,
That's a lot of stone.
or as much stone. I guess I would move as much stone as fills a 5x5.
So
space.
for the benefits of our viewers, what spell are you casting?
call a stone shape, and
And
technically, I'm supposed to mold some clay into the shape of what I want it to be. So I spit on some dirt and. Well, instead of putting my hand, I'll just say
A lot of spit.
Well,
You're just like slobbering.
if
it.
you have your holy
Fun
symbol, you
fact,
don't
dwarves
actually
spit
need to use
very
the
good.
material components.
Okay,
Ooh.
right, okay.
That's
It's
fine.
canon now.
Grasping
Aaron.
it, and my hand is on the.
I don't think I have that power with dwarfs.
Gorvin's spit is extremely viscous. All right.
It is. It's good stuff.
So you start
it's like it holds
growing the
stuff together.
walls toward each other.
Aye.
Well, if you were aiming for stealthy, this is the opposite of stealthy. Well, I mean, you could have broken off an arm with a torch and set off a shower
Marching
alarm.
toward us, but so I think time for stealth is done, unless I can
All
find
right,
some way to
so
stop her.
the Duchess cries out and says, "Ah, they're that way."
Aye.
Okay.
Do we all
Okay.
hear her say that?
Yeah, she's
Hmm.
loud and upset.
And is the door covered or are there gaps?
Oh, it's a 10-foot wide entrance. So he's just
Oh.
like growing it. It's now a 5-foot wide entrance.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Can I cast a spell through it?
You could,
Yeah.
yes. Let's do initiative, shall we? Everyone roll initiative.
Eventually I can cast a spell through it.
Not good.
Right. I got 16.
Right.
I got 7.
Oh, I got
Lucky
an
number
8.
7. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Artemisia,
10.
10. And Sturge.
well, good news is I didn't roll a 1, but I did roll a 2. So I
Get
had
all
a
the
six.
low rolls out, you know.
Yeah,
on
I've
So
got
you
initiative.
got a 6.
6, yeah.
Okay. Well, bad news, everyone. The Duchess is going first.
Ooh.
Dag
As
nabbish.
part of my move, when I did that, I like my movement turn of that phase. I trying to plant myself in that 5-foot opening with my.
Oh, you
shield.
do?
I do.
Okay.
Between the Duchess and my friends.
I
Hold your
mean, you
shield
know,
over
it's
your
totally
neck.
reasonable if you want to do that.
Does Marcelea get an initiative?
Oh, that's a good point. I should also
Can
roll.
she do
initiative for
anything?
her.
Instead of yelling at?
Is she
Rogar.
entirely useless? All right.
Mhm.
You got a good one-liner or something, Rogar? Are you gonna say something to her?
Oh, no.
You just
I'll think of
wave
it.
like
I'll
above
think
your
of it
shield.
later, and I'll be like, "Oh, that was so perfect." That's more Rogar. Oh, I should have said.
Hopefully
Okay.
she rolled high.
She got 1 above Rogar, in fact. Okay, so, ooh,
Oh,
Rogar,
good.
I'm going to need you to roll a saving throw, and I'll tell you what it is in a second.
Okay.
So she's depleted though, because she didn't go into a ring.
Well, I rolled an 11, so I don't know what I add yet, but
It's a Constitution saving throw, in fact.
could have been worse. So it's 15.
Okay.
Eric's thinking.
I
That
don't like that.
that
confusing face.
is not gonna. Nope. That is gonna succeed. That is what you needed, which is good.
See, I'm just rolling the minimum what I need. Like that guy had a 9, so I rolled a 10. I needed 15. I'm not wasting numbers here.
Let's see. All right. So dark,
No.
dark necromantic energy washes over you, draining the moisture and vitality from your body.
Good thing I've been drinking lots of beer.
No.
It would have done 38 damage, but since you made your saving throw, it does 19 damage.
Oh my god.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay. And if someone, well, I guess, so I have, oh, never mind. Okay.
Okay. Rukar, it is your turn next. You have been struck by this blighting spell. What happened? Because that's the name of the spell. It was a blight spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
Caleb has that.
I will.
What, really?
Where is Caleb?
Jeez.
That's a
Did
good
we just
question.
notice she's not here?
Mhm.
No, Caleth is not here. That is true.
Ugh.
She's still in the ring.
If I glance
What
back,
the what?
What are you talking
never
about?
mind, Never mind.
All right, let Rugar do his turn.
Sorry.
oh, all right, no, that's good. So,
It's fine.
right, so if I look back, can I see all of everybody? Is everybody within
Yeah.
my line of sight in one way or another?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're all
good.
within about 30 or 40 feet of you.
Perfect. So I
Stur's running around tearing papers off the walls.
I summon my spirit guardians, Broomhilda and Hilden and everybody else, and these my Dwarven Valkyries start swirling around my head, their braids and beards flowing in the wind in their ghostly white light, and I'll say, I'll say, let's see you get through this, you Duchess of Stupid. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna
You
come up with a much
Duchess
better
of
comeback.
Stupid.
Oh, that's what I should have said. But for now, Duchess of Stupid.
Okay. All right. It is Marcelea's turn. So she is going to start casting a spell, and it is Artemisia's turn.
Well, so I have this spell that it would be really great to just like cast in a line right through that
Yeah.
doorway, but Rogar is I don't want to hurt him, so
Oh, that's what I meant to say. Well, never mind. Take it right. I was going to say
You
I'm
could
going to-
move past him into the chamber.
Mm.
How
Is it
squishy are
not-
you?
You said it was down. Is it down a ramp? Could she cast over his head? He's not that tall.
It's not really down. They're
Okay.
kind of roughly level.
one plus like a lightning bolt like going like this. I don't think that she would
He's
want to.
quite short.
Excuse me, I'm
Pretty
4
metal
foot
armor.
2. It's the perfect height. You're too tall. You're all too tall.
I mean, you have
Um,
Sturge. It's just, you know,
You could say duck, and
it's like party baptism.
I could hold
Now
my.
you're
Can I
one
hold
of
my
us.
movement for my turn, Eric?
No.
Well, I think what she's going to do is she's going to ready it, and then she's going to yell at Rogar, "Move to the side!" And then when and if he does, then that's when she'll cast lightning bolt.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hey. I had thought of that, but I was like, Rogar's not that smart. He's not that wise, so he'd try to block the doorway to save and protect everyone.
Okay.
You're tanking.
So Marcelea is casting a spell, and she is looking around the room for something. Okay, Cecilia, what do you do?
Erin wants to ask Marcelea what she's looking for so she can help because she's a way more powerful spellcaster. But let's be real for a second. She is not paying any attention to Marcelea.
No,
Did you say Aaron also?
Yeah.
Aaron wants to
Oh.
help.
I,
Cecilia
Erin,
is
would
not
do
gonna.
this.
Oh, I see.
I am not playing as Aaron. I am playing as Cecilia.
That's
Like Marcelea, I would like to show her up. And also
That's good role playing right
sometimes
there.
is
Yep.
good at teamwork. Sometimes.
The Duchess is lurking out in that larger chamber outside the radius of the swirling guardians.
So, how far? How far is the radius of the swirling guardians?
15 feet.
Okay.
The
So
Duchess is 30 feet into the chamber.
I'm gonna try to do this right, like Randy did. So I see the Duchess.
You do.
And
She looks real pissed.
like deep in my heart, I hate her.
Oh yeah.
And I hear this like terrible echo of like, and terrible in the way of like a giant wave or something inevitable that says, "For prey like this, the hunter must be strong." And I am filled with this sickening radiance
Excellent.
that streaks through my rod as I point it, and is cast so that the edge of it ends. It should catch the Duchess and end before Rogar, so it won't hit him. It is a 30-foot radius sphere, and it spreads this cold. Well, we'll say it's a dim reddish light.
Okay.
In that space, and so if the Duchess starts her turn there, she's gonna have to make a saving throw.
Excellent. Indeed, what happens is that she sees you cast the spell and then uses her legendary action to get out of there.
God, I hate her.
But that moves her out of sight. So she's not going to be blasting you
Well, that's good.
anytime real soon. Okay,
I'm gonna focus on that.
Stong. The cultists who are caught in your sickening radiance are looking at it like,
Yeah.
Stong, your turn.
Okay, so Stong would like to move into position, and is there like moss growing on the inside of this
Sure,
dungeon?
sure. I mean,
Okay.
it's basically a sewer chamber, so
I
yeah.
like this.
You
We're
can
like,
tell that we're in the Pacific Northwest because my first thought is, where isn't there moss growing?
This area has a huge mold issue. And if all those people weren't going to die in a Sharan death orgy, they would probably die from some lung-related illness.
Ooh, so I'd like to exacerbate their moss issue.
It's
So
just canon, so, you know.
yeah, so I'm going to use plant growth, and I'm going to
Oh,
center it.
God.
I'm going to center it on the spot where Cecilia cast her sickening radiance. and I'm just going to fill that whole area.
Remind me
Plus
how
more.
large the area of effective plant growth is.
100-foot radius,
Yeah.
centered in the middle of her radiance. But
That
I
is
don't
gonna
want
come
to.
in.
Oh, I thought
I
it
don't
was
wanna-
That
plug
is
up
going to
the
come into
corridor.
your space.
Yeah, but I could choose for it not to. So I
Randy,
could
show
exclude.
us that map again, please.
All right. So, so this.
Yeah. Okay. So
up
let's see. That
to-
is what,
Oh my
about
god.
about 20. No, that's probably about 100 feet in diameter. So you fill up that whole area
Yeah, but I
with just
exclude.
mold and moss and sewer plants that are just
Yeah, it's
all over the
real
place.
stinky. Real
It is real bad.
Sorry, friends.
And what does that song sound like when you cast that spell?
Grow, 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 grow.
Excellent.
But he's going to exclude the area like right in front of Rogar and like towards us, so that we
Yes.
can escape backwards.
Everything just becomes like this jungle of sewer filth.
I turn towards
and
Artemisia and I
it
say, "I'm
creeps up-
so sorry."
It creeps up around the black statue of Shar and like covers up her face mostly.
And gives her a little moss mustache.
Symbolic.
Mm.
Rogar
It's
approves.
symbolic. Okay, Sturge, it's finally your turn. So you have finished pulling down all these papers, or at least most of them.
Okay, stuffing them into the bag of holding that I
Okay.
guess Stong must have left with me because he decided to start casting, and I'm thinking, oh my god, I need to cast something, but I can't see her, can I?
You come face to face with Marcelea, who is looking for something in the room, and she says, "Is that a bag of holding?
Yes,
Does it have a rope in it?
yes.
Pull the rope out."
I grab the rope.
Okay, you pull the rope out.
Here.
Okay, put the bag down.
Okay.
She finishes her spell. The rope, on its own, animated, reaches up toward the ceiling and then disappears.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Nice trick. Okay.
She
So
says, "Do not, whatever you do not bring that bag up the rope." And then she climbs up the rope and disappears.
gosh,
Not
yikes.
helping us. What?
The rope is still there, though.
Gotta bring the bag.
If I'm in Sturge's mind, I would think, is there someplace is there a loose stone somewhere I could hide it behind, like a flagstone or something in
I
the
know.
wall?
All right,
Whatever.
play your own character. Sturge,
Yes.
what else do you do?
You're the
So
little
you
angel on
recovered
Sturge's
the rope,
shoulder.
which was like a bonus action to do.
Mhm.
You can still do something.
How? Okay. So I do not have a target though. She moved out of the vision.
Well, there are a bunch of cultists who are now, this is disgusting, and
Yeah.
they're bathed in the sickening radiance.
They're
I don't
gonna
think
be in
they're
a lot of
problem.
pain in a minute.
Most of them are
Um,
naked.
Most of them are mostly naked. Yeah, like they're wearing black robes, somewhat.
You don't want that moss sticking in those places that you
So-
That's too late.
By the way, I assume there's light here, like candles burning or something.
There are smoky purple torches burning on the walls.
And she doused those last time, so I'm casting create bonfire again.
Okay.
Might as well put it right where those dudes are right in the doorway. Well, wait, I don't want to
mean,
get.
There's shining light, like there's that red radiance that Cecilia just conjured there. So there is a lot of light.
Oh, okay, that's not important. Oh God,
I
can
think,
I?
I think the spell creates radiance.
It does.
Is all that vegetation flammable?
Traditionally, it is a dim green light, but that seems off-brand for the
Yeah.
art of the piercing.
Red is fine.
Sturge's gonna
And as we
hide.
know, everybody in the realms.
At my table, you can always describe little different aesthetic details of your spells. There's no problem.
Sturge is going to hide. Can I see that room again, Rogar?
That was less an argument and more an explanation of why I did it.
Yeah, no, I was saying that for the benefit of the
Okay.
viewers.
Okay, thank you.
So there's desks and stuff like that.
And
over
then
there.
Okay.
in that space near his hand is where there's that smaller cell that Marcelea was in.
Right.
There's a cot in there and a like a basin for
Hide under the
Potty.
bed.
You could hide under the bed if you want.
I do not want to get locked in there.
Just
So
saying, it seems like more trouble than benefit.
he's going to hide amongst the tables and desks, and I don't know if he can ready an action at this point because, yeah. So
I mean, if you don't want to hide, you can.
oh, that's right. That's right.
But
So
it would be the action to hide.
okay. So he's going to hide, and that would be this roll. Hello. It's not rolling. I don't hear the sound of a roll. I'll just have to for this.
That's why
moment-
you can't trust it, man. You gotta trust the dice. You gotta have
Old
physical.
school.
All right, here goes the old school.
I heard that.
Yeah.
15.
15.
Might be 16. 15, I think.
15. Okay.
Yeah, it's 15.
All right. So Surge disappears onto the table. Rogar, you can still tell what Surge is, but I think most of you cannot. You would need a passive perception of 15 to see him. If you have that, then you can see him still. All right. Round 2. Those cultists that are trapped in the sickening radiance burst into sickening radiance. Roll some
Oh.
damage, please.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Including the hot guy, which is real sad.
Aw,
Sorry, hot
man.
guy.
All he wanted was a paycheck.
Yeah.
That's the thing I feel bad about. He didn't sign up for this.
He's just making his way through college, you know.
Well, I will roll a saving throw for him if that makes it better. Oh my god.
Has to be a
Natural
17.
20. So
So he only takes half damage. Oh no, he doesn't take damage. That's right. For this one, if you
He
make the
managed
saving
to
throw, you
evade
don't
it.
take Well, that's good for him. Okay.
the other cultists just burst into
20,
sickening radiance. Oh, yeah,
and
they are dead.
They also take a level of exhaustion. from
great. They are
hunger.
dead.
Yeah,
Tired.
How could you be
They're
more
dead
exhausted than dead?
These are
Ghost
just
lies on the
commoners.
ground and goes, I can't
Yeah.
do today.
This hot guy has resisted all of our spells so far. Can't touch this guy.
It's our,
Now
new,
the,
it's our new NPC party
Well, the
member.
hot guy has waded through the plants and comes into the room where you are.
He's an
Wait,
Instagram
what?
influencer.
He moves that fast, huh?
Well, he comes up to Rogar. He can't move through Rogar's space. And he says, I don't know who you are, but I surrender. please don't melt me. And he points back to the other cultists who are melting.
we can't melt him. We
No.
tried. We couldn't.
I say go into that cell back there.
I'm too hot
I'll
to
let
melt.
him- I'll let him
Oh,
pass.
okay.
Point him to the cell.
He goes past. It says, thank you. Wink.
Who is that
And then he
guy?
heads, I don't know, just some
Oh, that's
random
Cecilia.
hot,
I
man.
followed.
guy. Yeah. He goes
Someone
back
from
into
one
the
of the
cell and
fist.
he's like,
Did we just
Nah.
take a prisoner?
Apparently.
Okay.
okay.
Yes. We have a hostage.
Rogar's turn. Rogar, what do you do?
What do?
Well, you let that guy by.
Get out of the way of lightning bolts.
Oh, all right. I heard.
You don't see the
Artemisia say-
Duchess anymore.
Oh,
Right.
fine.
But I will. I still will kind of step to the side as best I can, so I can still kind of see into the passageway if someone were to come in. But I'm not in the passageway, and I will use my second to last spell slot here to prepare. Well, I guess we got the rope, don't we? Are we? So did I see Marcella go up the rope?
Yes. With your passive perception, you definitely saw her do that.
But no one's been like, everybody up the rope or anything like that.
I feel
right?
like we
So-
would all really like to kill this vampire very much. And so we might be slightly drawn to the killing the vampire part instead of the escaping part.
I
I
am
might just be
definitely
speaking for
drawn to
Cecilia.
destroying evil. And I also have this weird lagging feeling like somehow I've recently encountered a bogglewomp and or the bogglewomp. So I have this feeling of a presence of a bogglewomp lingering from the dream in the ring.
I like that.
And I'm associating it with the Duchess of Darkness. So I'm staying. I'll say, right. So. I say, let's see. All right. Right. Love hurts. Love wounds. Love scars. Hammer heart. And my hammer of love appears over my head.
Okay.
And Actually, I can summon it up to 60 feet away, and then so I'll summon it 60 feet down. I'll summon it down in the passageway, as far as I can see down the passageway, prepared to wonk anything that tries coming up the passage. Aye, and then yeah, and then that's my turn.
Okay. Marcelea is no longer present. Artemisia's turn.
Well, she was ready to cast the lightning bolt, but she was going to cast it at the Duchess. Duchess no longer in sight.
Correct.
So,
Chase
her. No, she's more like. Would she have noticed the rope and Marcelea?
Yes.
Okay.
You saw Marcelea having some kind of conversation with Sturge, and then he pulled out a rope, and then she cast a spell, and it whoop, and then she climbed up it and disappeared.
Okay.
And it is now hanging there from nothing.
Well, she's going to go over to it, and not climb it herself yet, but like stand by it and be like, "Come on, guys, we got to get out of here."
Because it would require too high an athletics check. Okay, I'm just joking.
Actually, like hauling herself up, she probably literally can't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're just kind of chilling there next to it?
Well, I mean, I actually don't know if she literally can haul herself up, but as far as readying, she's not going to leave just like when everybody's still here. But if people seemed like they were following her, she would start climbing.
Okay. Cecilia, what do you do?
If I go up behind Rogar, can I look around and see where the Duchess is?
You can indeed attempt to find her, yes.
All right.
Make a perception check.
Going hunting.
Rolled a 1.
No, you do not see her. You do see a lot of melted cultists
Well,
who could not survive in the red radiance of your spell.
which is still going, by the way, guys.
Oh, yeah. Lasts
10
for
minutes.
up to 10 minutes as
Oh
long as
my
you're concentrating on
God.
it.
Sick in the world and melt.
That's probably why I can't find her. I'm concentrating on this new spell. It feels weird. I don't
Yeah,
care about the cultists.
I'm sure
They made
she's
their
not
choice.
hiding or anything.
Oh, she's hiding from us. She's afraid. We should yell out some taunting words.
I wish I could.
But that will help.
Are you
Duchess
gonna?
of Dom. You're a Duchess of Dom. That's better.
So you were basically looking for her. You did not find her. Is there something else you
Yeah.
want to do?
The rope.
No, I really want to kill her first.
Okay. It is in fact Stong's turn next.
I just Eldritch blast the statue because I feel like it.
Eldritch Blast technically does not affect inanimate objects, but I think this is really cool. So go
It would be
ahead.
satisfying. It doesn't
You
have
blast
to do
it.
anything.
You blast it. You knock off some of the.
I blasted it pretty good. I'm just gonna.
What did you roll?
That will be a 25.
Okay, yeah,
For the
you
first
definitely.
one, and the second one is 16.
You
Wow.
definitely hit it both of those
Wow.
times. You blow off some of the moss and chunks of stone as well,
Oh, please leave the mustache.
defiling the statue somewhat. Yeah.
Satisfying enough.
Okay, Stong, it
I
is
don't
your
want her
turn
to
next.
think I like her.
I'm gonna ready an action to cast a spell, but I'm gonna keep an eye on the hallway.
Ready in
my move-
action for what trigger?
If I see the Duchess appear,
Okay.
I will cast polymorph
Okay.
on myself.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. Sturge.
Do I know what's in the bag of holding?
It's your character sheet, man.
I could tell you what was in it.
It's Stong's character sheet.
Yeah.
Are there if there's potions in it, I'm gonna transfer them into my backpack.
No, there's one really old ration.
That's it?
I'm
You know, I
gonna-
travel light.
I'm dumping the bag of holding out.
Okay.
And so all the books and shit that we just grabbed,
Yeah.
right? I'm just gonna leave that there. Is there anything interesting in this bag of holding?
It was one really old ration. That's
take-
very interesting.
Take the maps. Don't leave him the maps.
I'll just grab the maps. I'll stuff them in.
Bonfire.
Stuff them. Oh,
I
will
used to have that.
stuff them in my bag. Anything else I can just easily do in one round. As much shit, including the maps. First with the maps. As much of the shit I can get into the thing.
The
in
maps
one
and
round.
books aren't all going to fit in your bag, but you can have some of it.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, as much as I can fit in.
All right. You
Wait.
stuff it into your actual backpack.
Why don't you put it in the bag
Yeah.
of holding?
Because she can't take the bag of holding up the rope.
Then I'm gonna hide the
Oh.
bag of
Extra dimensional
holding.
space, extra dimensional space equals.
I'll use my bonus action to hide the bag of holding, like behind the desk.
My bag of holding.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Again.
I don't know for sure if Cecilia should know that, but she grew up around people who make magic items, so I think that's reasonable.
Here it is again. Okay.
Hmm.
Stealth
Not that
check.
anybody asked her. She's blasting statues, melting cultists.
You're
Well,
not gonna
Artemisia
believe
stands
this,
there
but
like,
it's a natural 20.
Okay. You hide that you bag real well.
Actually, I can show you.
No,
It's okay, Steven.
No,
What
you're
just
See that?
happened?
Let
You
Can't
us
see
see that?
anything.
Yeah,
No,
we-
it's a black screen.
we do not
wow.
see it. We just see
Oh,
your
okay.
virtual
Well,
background.
That was successful. You disappeared. That was
I know, I
amazing.
thought that was the
It's a
joke.
beautiful hide.
Perfect
What
stealth check.
what does the 20 get you? 27, 28?
30.
something like that?
30.
30. Wow.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay. So yeah, all right. You've hidden the bag of holding. Okay.
Mhm. I'm still hidden myself on
Round 3.
Okay.
What level of spell is the sickening radiance?
4.
4. Yeah, that's nasty.
Okay.
She's got a counter spell. Isn't she? Or no, dispel, I guess.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. She dispels the sickening radiance. So it disappears. Too late for all those cultists. Okay.
Now I have to do it all over again.
Rogar's turn.
Beauregard's turn. All right, so she's not made. I've not glimpsed her though. to
Nope.
strike
You
her
do
with the
not see
hammer.
her.
Right.
Just playing
That's-
peekaboo.
Aye. So I will. I will already. I will already sacred flame and a hammer strike for if I spot her.
If you spot her.
If I
Okay.
spot her.
Okay. Marcelia's turn. She's no longer there. Artemisia.
I mean, I can't see her, and most of my spells, it would be best if I could see her. So
Just go out there. We'll find her. It'll be fine.
she's gonna start climbing. It might take a while. So that what am I rolling? That's acrobatics,
Athletics.
athletics. All right.
Don't break your arms.
Oh, this is like the presidential
Uh,
fitness test. In
actually-
America.
Arms are so skinny. All right.
Not that bad even with her minuses. 13. So she ain't falling
Ooh.
off.
Okay.
What is your strength again, Artemisia?
6. So that was
Wow, that was a
the
heroic
15
roll.
I rolled.
All right.
Nice.
So yeah,
Nightmare
you,
memories of Jim
you climb
class.
the rope and you are up at the top. Perfectly fine. You disappear into the extra dimensional space that is at the top of the rope. You do not have a bag of holding on you, right?
I do not.
Okay. Marcelia is there, and her extra dimensional space looks like a well-appointed tea room.
Of course it does.
And she says, "Oh, I was wondering if anyone was going to follow me. Pull up the rope behind you, dear, whenever you think it's appropriate. Your friends are dead by now, right?
No, they're still coming.
They saved to fight the vampire, and they're not dead.
That's correct. We are far more powerful than you imagine.
They know she's a high priestess of Shar, right?
Yes. We
Anyway, have some of this. Pour you some tea. Okay, Cecilia, your sickening radiance has disappeared.
So I cast a new sickening radiance. Two
Also-
spots.
Okay, you start casting it, and it.
Oh, for crying out loud.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't know counterspell. So
Oh.
it appears
Okay.
and the radiance bathes a invisible vampire
Ooh.
who is standing right in front of Rogar.
Oh, you got her. Wait, what?
In the sickening radiance, it's impossible to be invisible.
Yep.
Wait, but how does she move so quickly through the plants?
Oh, she turned into a bat.
Doofus.
Anyway, she's right there. Now her cover is blown, so she's going to attack Rogar.
Oh no.
Wait, but does my spell trigger?
Does that take her?
Am I prepared
her
to attack?
turn,
Yep.
or- Oh, sorry.
That's a legendary action that would happen at the end of your turn. Yes, when she appears, it can invoke all those triggers that were key to her appearance. So, Stong,
Sweet.
your spell goes off. Tell us what happens, and
So-
what song you are singing to
Oh
make
my
it happen.
goodness. So Stong, something inside of him. He's had this like primal, almost like animalistic urge to like throw things for the entire campaign, like doors, tables, barrels, team members. So he's no longer fighting that urge. He just embraces it, and he begins to change form and grow larger, and fur starts to pop out all over his body, and you see like a tail appear out of his butt, and he turns into a giant ape.
Okay.
Point of order: apes don't have tails.
Apes don't have tails, eh?
Oh, but this
Oh.
one does, because
Fair enough.
it's my ape. It's like the
It's a
Dragon
magic
Ball,
ape.
Dragon
great-
Ball ape.
Great tailed ape of Cholt.
No, yes, well,
And Rogar, that triggers your guiding bolt. Is that what it was?
No, it was a cantrip. It was Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame.
Because it was my bonus action is the strike with the Hammer of Love, which we'll get to that in a minute.
It's going to be your turn next. So, but
Right.
your Sacred Flame still does happen when she
Right,
appears.
so she gets a dex save or takes 2d8 radiant, which is not my best, probably. I'm sure she's got killer dex.
she
but-
dodged out of the way.
Yeah, that's what I thought. and she entered the sphere of the Spirit Guardians.
That is true.
So she does a wisdom save.
Oh, she failed that save.
Excellent.
Excellent.
She takes 11, 12 points of damage from that.
what kind of damage is it?
Radiant. So it does not
Nice.
regenerate.
That's what I like to hear.
Nice.
And
As far
And-
as you know, it stops
Aye.
her regeneration.
Oh,
but I was so startled by her sudden appearance right in front of me. Let somebody roll the 1 on their hammer strike.
oh no.
Okay.
No.
We're supposed to save the good rolls for attacks.
I know.
All right.
Didn't get that memo.
What do you do for your actual action on your turn?
So we're just gonna ignore the.
Oh, no,
the one on
she-
the, oh,
she
okay.
she is still going to attack you. I forgot. All right, here we go.
No, yeah, the one on my hammer.
Are you going to make him roll a fumble chart?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
No.
Okay.
So she got an 18 to hit you. Does that
Oh
hit
my
you?
goodness.
No, it doesn't.
Nice.
Her claws scratch across your armor.
Right. Okay.
Tank her. Yes. Hold the aggro.
Okay.
So then it's my turn again? Or...
Well, hold on. No, it is going to be your turn in a couple of turns. Okay, Stong. Now that you have turned into an ape, it is now your turn. A tailed ape. It is now your turn.
Yes.
I really thought you guys were going to run from the vampire. That's how this was paced, but you know,
We want
it's
to beat
fine.
our mini boss.
It's not a mini boss.
He's
Then why
very
did you set it
terrible.
up like it was a mini boss?
It's a boss.
Is there like a sign
all
above
right.
her, like boss or mini boss?
I figure
Anyways.
the Twilight is the boss
You know,
eventually. Anyway,
so-
go ahead.
It's
How
true.
far away is
Stong,
she?
do your turn.
Yeah, how far away is she from
like
me?
15 feet from you.
Okay, so I'm gonna step 5 feet closer, and then I'm going to use the ape's fist multi-attack. So I have really long arms, so they have a 10-foot reach. So I'm just gonna imagine like a big Donkey
love
Kong with a tail, and so he's gonna wind up his fist and then punch once and then punch with the other one.
Okay.
So one of them is a 22 and the other one is an
Yep.
18.
Those will both hit.
Nice. 3d10. So let me find my d10. Sorry. This could be 8 plus 3. Ooh. 8 plus 3 is 11, plus 19 is 30, plus 12.
Nice.
So it's 42.
Ouch.
Hmm.
Oh, that 8 packs a punch.
Okay.
Ain't monkeying around.
You punch her a couple times. It jars her, but she seems preternaturally strong and tough.
She's got
Okay.
Mm.
Sturge, your turn.
All right. So he's can he see from his hiding position this vampire?
Yeah.
Oh, chill touch. It's
Okay.
getting cold in the lair.
Okay.
So that's gonna go like this. I'm rolling. I have the roller set up. It is. Give me a second. 6. No, that's the damage. 23. Attack.
All right. Hold on. So that hits.
And
Yes.
8 damage.
Okay.
And she will not be able to regenerate till the beginning of my turn. Next.
8 damage of what type?
Necrotic.
Okay.
She also has disadvantage to attack me. Now, do I assume that she knows where I am now because it was a verbal component?
Probably.
What? Why are you laughing?
You cast a spell at her. I feel like she probably
Okay,
looked at
okay,
it.
okay.
And is chill
So,
touch not a touch spell? You have to.
It's
No, no,
not. Isn't
so
that
what
crazy?
happens-
Yeah, it's ranged.
here's what happens.
Oh yeah, describe it.
He points at her, and then this little spectral pointy finger starts going toward her like this, and then it grabs onto her right here in the scruff of her neck, and it just won't hold and
Oh, nice.
let go, and all this frost spreads out from where it's grabbing.
Very cool.
And if there were a second hand, it would be scolding her like this. Okay, so with his bonus action, he's going to move to a better vantage. So he's going to move deeper into the room, basically at the corner of that one wall that's across from the opening,
Okay.
so that he can see her very clearly. And he's going to, is there any, he's going to get behind something so he has cover. So like a desk, a chair, or whatever.
Well, there are numerous desks and such.
Desk. He's going to
Mhm.
get behind a desk, and it's just going to be this much of him looking up.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
That
Oh
little
wait.
graffiti guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy, Kilroy.
Kilroy, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh god. Eric's plotting something.
she
it's
is
not
going
good.
to. No one's restraining her, right?
Well, no, but
She's going to move around Rogar, and as soon as she leaves the sickening radiance, she turns invisible again.
Does he get like a attack of opportunity or something?
No,
Or-
he doesn't. She doesn't leave any squares that he's threatening.
Can I
Just
counterspell
moves
her?
around. Well, hold on. He is standing in that 5-foot space. I think he moved out of it though, didn't he?
I moved
move
out
of
of
it?
directly. I moved basically to the square adjacent, so she
Yeah.
enters the room.
So she just moves
Oh.
around him.
Okay,
Well, she can't. It's only a 10-foot entrance, though, right? So
I can't.
5 foot entrance. No.
Counterspell her. Sorry.
No, the invisibility is an ongoing effect that was just suppressed while she was in the radiance.
What did I counterspell her with before? Oh, I see. Gotcha.
It was the
I
same
can't
thing.
do it anyway because I didn't regain my spell slot yet. So it's,
Right.
it's moot either way.
Okay, so
Is the light is the radiant glow of my spirit guardians revealing her at all?
no, it does not. She does have to save for
to
being
ask.
in that effect, though.
Yeah.
Place your staff.
All right,
Then
it is her turn. So from the far corner of the chamber, you see this burst of black energy fly toward Rogar. Rogar, I'm going to need you to make a saving throw, a Constitution save, please.
All right. Well, I got my one out of the way, hopefully. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 18 plus 4, 22.
Nice.
Good.
Yes, very good.
That is definitely a good thing.
My spirit guardians swatted it away.
Do they have tennis rackets?
It would have done 29 damage, so instead it does 14 damage.
Okay. I'm down to 32.
And she says, with her voice echoing around the room, "You will never leave this place alive."
Well,
Rogar, your
technically,
turn.
neither will you because you're undead. So,
Yeah, Rogar, your turn.
So I send. All right. I'll just. Right. I don't really have area of effect spells, unfortunately, and I'm pretty much out of. So I will.
I'm up the rope.
This might be a good moment for us to take a
Oh.
break while you consider what you're going to do.
I know what I'm going to do, but let's take a break.
Because I was kind of thinking that, you'd run from the vampire and then we'd take a break, but you didn't run from the vampire. So we're just going to take a break now.
Stubborn characters we are.
Okay. So we're going to be back in a few minutes.
See how horribly this goes.
We'll do our interview +1 again. You might see all of us. It might just be two of us. Who knows? But the mods, please run a poll for who the audience would like to see interviewed alongside me, and we'll answer some questions and chat about it. And that will be in about 5 or 8 minutes. So check back by 8:15 by our time, and we should be back. Okay.
Cool.
Hail and well met. Welcome back. Yeah. With this fight against the vampire that the DM did not expect. Okay. The winner of the interview +1 poll is Yang Yang. Woo!
Hello.
So we're going to dive right into some questions for Yang Yang. So the first question is, does Stonk think the Duchess of Darkness is hot for a vampire?
She did neck on him, previously, and he thinks that under other circumstances, maybe the two of them could form at least a friendship.
So, does the vampirism does it influence how attractive she is in a good way or in a negative way?
No. Stong believes in personality. He doesn't really look at the physical. Alive, undead, cold arms or cold hands and feet, it's okay. He's willing to put up with all of that for romance.
Excellent. Oh my God. Don't say that to me as the DM. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
All right. From Hostile Eldritch. Will Stong try to get Artemisia to teach Mirabelle to do magic, or at least control the magic that she has?
That's a great idea. I mean, I think that so Stong, I think in general, is very generous with letting the other Westgate Irregulars have time with Mirabelle. So whatever they want to teach her, he would be open to that. So like Rogar can teach her about religion, and Cecilia can teach her about business, and being a witch. And Sturge can teach her like puppetry and stuff, and Artemisia can teach her about fashion and magic, of course.
Okay.
Kayla definitely
all those
teaches
are
her
possible.
about necromancy.
Does Mirabelle have a tutor at the moment?
Yes, she does. So
Mhm.
her tutor is Mirren Darkdance. Stong pays a handsome fee to Mirren, mostly to help her with the physical damages that Mirabelle sometimes inflicts upon Mirren's place.
Very true. Very true. We haven't seen Mirren for a while, but we will again soon, probably, if the vampire doesn't kill you all.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen
Um,
Mirabelle for a little while either.
Speaking of Mirabelle, is it possible that Mirabelle can drink vampire blood and become the new Duchess of Darkness?
Whoa. I mean,
And do you think that is her destiny?
that would be pretty cool. You know, I'd like to think that that is possible, and I think that Stong would. I think he would support her actions and try to help her be like the best version of whatever she wants to be. And if that happens to be like a vampire duchess, he might not approve per se, but it's her life, and he would
But
support.
you
her.
would understand.
Yeah.
So, what is Stong's favorite dessert?
Oh my goodness. Well,
I know, totally random. These
yeah.
questions are not strung together thematically.
I think that Stong is an orc who prefers like more natural desserts. So for him, like just a big old glob of honeycomb is the best. He would take it, shove it into his mouth, and chew it up, and then have like the little wax ball afterwards that he could like play with and turn into like a little figure or something.
Nice. Okay, let's see. Question from me. Eric, what is your thought on Stong going on a rampage and throwing random stuff around so often? Answer, love it. Do it more. Okay.
Donkey Stong.
Stong cannot be
Stonky
restrained. Stong cannot be stopped.
Yeah.
Stong cannot be contained. Stong is just like that. It's great. Has Stong thought of a name for his record label?
Oh man, I think I said something a couple.
Yeah, there was a
sessions
conversation
ago.
about
That's
what his
my
first
record label.
what his first album would be called.
Sweet and Sour Orc for sure.
Right. That's the name of the album.
But record label. Ooh. How about Hot Sheet Records?
That
Or
can make sense.
Yeah, I'm Hot Sheet.
Okay.
Wild in the Sheets.
Nice, yeah.
Wild in the Sheets record.
All right.
East in the Sheets.
Yeah, those that is indeed possible. I like how you're all very supportive of Stong's unfolding musical career.
I love his music. What are you talking about?
I'm talking to the viewers right now. I know Cecilia supports the music. Yeah, Stong is a fun character. I like seeing the directions that he's going. Also, the giant ape doing 3d10 damage with its fists is pretty awesome. So, good job. I was wondering why you took polymorph. Okay, so Steven's not back yet. Oh, I see some movement. All right. Well,
that was eerie.
So, assuming that you can see us all, we're ready to start again. So,
Yay.
We're going to start off round 3.
Round 3.
Well, actually, the Duchess already acted in round 3. So, it's going to be Rogar's turn. So, Rogar, have you decided what to do?
Round 3, fight! So, technical question. Can I dispel magic on something I cannot see?
If you know where it is, yeah.
So, I target where the darkness flew at me from. Like, so I think I was the last person she attacked, right? That was her last action, was attacking me.
Yes.
So she attacks me, and I throw back at her a dispel magic.
Okay.
And
It's higher than a 3rd level spell, so you're going to have to do a level check.
all right, yeah, and I can't cast it at higher because I don't have that slot. So let's see. Versus DC 10 plus. So my ska, which is plus 4 my wisdom. Okay, 18.
Did you roll an 18? Is that
No,
what
that's
you're saying?
no my that's what it is. Okay, so I rolled a 17
Okay.
versus DC 10 plus spell level.
Yep. She does not reappear. Okay.
Wow.
Any other action you want to take? Like that was your action for the round, but you could move.
Oh, and my bonus action, I can. Oh no, I can't really. Yeah, can I strike with my hammer of love? I can't remember.
If you could guess where she is.
Well, I'll just swing at the place where I saw the spell come from.
Okay.
Where I was targeting.
Go ahead and attack. You have disadvantage.
Okay. Well, I've been rolling so well that I'm not even worried about that.
Well, I mean, that previous roll was really good.
That's true. 18 and a 20. Oh, dang. So
yeah,
18.
the hammer sweeps through the air and doesn't hit anything.
All right. Well, 18 plus whatever. So, but still, yeah.
It swings through the air and doesn't hit anything.
Right. So at least we know where she's not. Apparently.
That's true. But it's a pretty large room.
Aye.
Okay. Marcelea's turn. So Marcelea says, "Dear, this was the best I could come up with on short notice. I'm hoping that perhaps we can perhaps you have someone you can contact who can help us."
You think that we can't do it ourselves? Well, I thought they might be following so that we could talk about.
Artemisia, she touches your hand, and this is the most straightforward and direct she has ever been with you. You get the sense that she is absolutely serious and not trying to, passive aggressively mock you. And she says, "Don't go back out there. That vampire will kill you. I can't let you do that."
But my friends,
I have every faith in you. But no, you will die if you fight that vampire. And she looks really worried.
Of course,
I'm not worried now.
It is indeed your turn.
Because she was gonna poke her head out. Can she go enough down the rope to talk to people, but still, or
Sure.
does she have to come all the way down?
You can hang the top half of yourself out of the extra dimensional space. Sure. It looks really weird.
Yeah.
The top half of Artemisia is appearing out of the air. You see them, your friends, casting around to try and find this vampire.
And a giant monkey.
And a giant monkey that looks kind of like Stong.
How high up is she?
I'm kind of picturing the monkey as having Stong's hair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, definitely.
Well, Artemisia is convinced. So she's gonna poke her head out and look around. And since she can't even see the Duchess, she's gonna be like, "Come on, guys, you hurry! Where even is she? You can't fight somebody you can't see. Hurry, come up here, and we'll figure something out."
How high up is she when she's hanging? In the
She's
air?
15 feet in the air. That's how high the ceiling is. The rope leads up to the ceiling and then stops, and she kind of came out of the ceiling.
So almost 4 Rogar lengths up there.
I want to make it clear. I, as the DM, am not telling you that you should not fight the vampire. I'm just saying Marcelea is telling you should not fight the vampire.
Right.
It is entirely up to you what you do. Okay. Well, if Artemisia is just issuing those instructions.
I mean, if she could cast a spell, she would be readying it until she could actually see the dungeon.
Okay. What spell are you readying?
Well, there's if she doesn't know where the Duchess is going to pop up, she might hit somebody with lightning bolt if she just casts that. So, magic missile.
Okay.
Ooh, interesting.
Nice.
Yep. So magic missile, to remind everyone, unerringly hits, but you have to be able to see the target in order to cast it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to go to Cecilia's turn.
I guess I'm gonna climb the rope.
Okay.
Like, I don't really see what else I can do.
Okay.
So,
I mean,
I make an athletics check, I guess.
yes. I was going to say you could use perception to try and locate her. Like, just because she's invisible doesn't mean that you
Okay.
cannot find her at all.
I feel like this is going to be harder than I have, but nope, I did not.
Okay.
No.
So you start climbing up the rope.
Sure.
You can just do it in that one round.
Okay.
Okay. You climbed up the rope. All right. Stong's turn.
So do I use perception, active perception, or passive?
If
try
you
to
are
locate
doing
her.
if you are actively rolling perception, you are using active perception.
Okay. Well. Excellent. Oh, 23.
Bang!
This monkey has a +4 to perception. It's in the stat block.
Wow.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, you do hear her prayers to Shar coming from another corner, the other corner, not the one that Rogar blasted, the other
Oh,
one
okay.
of the top of the L. So you think that she is over there.
So because I can't speak in this ape form, I like rear back and I go,
I wish I hadn't gone up. I would know what you were saying.
and then I like rush in forward and I like punch that spot twice.
Okay.
I got 10-foot reach.
No way. Are you kidding me?
You have disadvantage since she's invisible.
Big,
Disadvantage?
long
Okay.
arms.
So the first roll, the disadvantage one is 21.
Oh my god.
Second
Okay, well
roll,
that does hit.
second one's 11. All
Is it still disadvantage after the first one hits? Because he knows where she is now.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so then I roll my damage. That's 8 plus 9 plus 9.
My god.
8 plus 9, 26 plus 6 is 32.
Dang!
Nice.
Jesus.
I like
Ooh,
monkeys a lot.
Okay. Let's see.
Do I preserve Stong's damage with a chill touch that may not hit? No. I have to fairy fire. And hope that Stong.
Okay. She does maintain her concentration on the invisibility spell. Okay. That was a pretty solid hit. You did solidly connect with her. So she is standing right there.
I like point at my hand and I like do a thumbs up to the rest of my party.
But you then get the sense that she starts moving again.
Wow. Okay.
On her next turn.
No, as a legendary action.
Doesn't she run out of those?
They reset on her turn.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Come
yeah,
up
up the rope, people. Up the rope.
You're not going to cast Fairy Fire first and then use your movement to go up the rope.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
sure. Of course.
Wait, climbing the rope's not an action?
I did not know that legendary actions reset. I thought they used them up.
They do. They do. Mhm.
And then they reset on their turn.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well.
You know,
They-
boss, mini boss.
This feels like someone else's.
Stumbled into the wrong
Is the
part of
climbing the rope, is that a move or is that an action?
I think that climbing the rope itself is an action to do. So that was the action that Cecilia took.
That's what I figured. If it wasn't, I was going to request using my rod to regain a spell slot. But
Okay.
if it's
Well-
a move, if it's an action, that's fine. I did what I did, and I'm fine with it.
I think it is indeed an action to climb up the rope.
Hmm.
So,
Okay.
Sturge, what do you want to do?
Well, can I fairy fire the corner that Stong is in?
Randy, would you hold up that map again, please?
So she's up in the way up
Where's up
there,
in
one of those
these
corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was
How big is the radius of the fairy fire again?
20 feet.
Okay. How much of the room do you want to include in your fairy fire?
I'm just gonna now each of those squares is 5 feet.
Yes.
So basically, wherever Stong is, that's God dang it. I'm gonna have to do a perception really before I do this.
You could try.
So perception, fairy fire, climb. Is that too much for?
That would be too many actions. Yeah. The perception would just be like a bonus action.
Gotcha.
And then the fairy fire and the climbing would both be actions. You can only take one action.
Because she's got more than a 20-foot move, and if she's got legendary movement, then
So you could theoretically fill basically the whole room with the fairy fire
what?
and
It's
hope
a-
that she gets caught in the effect.
It's not a radius; it's a 20-foot cube.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
So I guess you can't fill the whole room.
No. But my passive perception has not noticed anyone scuffling along near me invisibly.
No.
Okay, so I could perceive.
Well,
fairy
hold
fire.
on.
Okay,
No.
no.
You can attempt to locate her with perception if you want. Running out of
Right.
time, Stephen.
Yep,
Make up your mind.
I'm gonna perceive.
Okay. Make a check.
18.
Oh, 18 was the DC that you needed.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
So you do
Yeah.
hear kind of approximately where she is. She is kind of toward the corner and the middle of the L,
Which is where I'm freaking standing.
which is where you're standing. Yeah.
Oh.
She's like right next to you.
Yeah, so that would be disengage climb.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
You disengage and climb up the rope.
yeah.
All right. So I guess that leaves
Rogar and Stong.
Rogar and Stong are the only ones still in the room. Okay. So
Hmm.
Rogar.
Aye.
You do notice that the Duchess has not been coming close enough to Rogar to be caught in the radiant aura.
I was thinking I could, if I had gone earlier, I would have moved to the base of the rope to act as a sort of a beachhead, so people could safety zone, so people could climb the rope. But
Rogar, make a Constitution saving throw.
right. 17 plus 4, I think, so 21.
Good. Okay, you take 18 points of damage. That's the last of her blight spells.
Well, that's good. What do I do with my pencil?
Okay. And it is your turn.
Right.
Oh, she had to speak to do that, didn't she?
Yes.
Passive perception from Rogar?
I mean, you heard where she cast the spell from.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
The
But-
thing she can move again because she has a.
No, she
Yeah.
can move again because that's something you can do. You can move and cast a
Oh.
spell and keep moving.
Yeah.
As my bonus action, I strike at that area with the hammer of love.
Okay. It swings through the air and hits nothing.
Fine.
Oh man.
And I move to the base of the rope,
Okay.
and and I say, "Stong, up the rope, my friend." And
Heal yourself.
and and I'll stay there. I'm
Did
feeling
you
really.
make? Are you making concentration checks when she hits you with the spell to maintain your concentration on your thing?
Oh no.
It's
Okay,
a
please
special.
do that now.
Okay.
It's just a Constitution saving throw, unless you have a feat that influences it.
15. So I have to get what? My spell?
You
what am I
rolled a
rolling
15.
against?
It's a Constitution saving throw. Did you get a 15?
I got 11 plus 4 Constitution.
Okay, well you needed a 16 to sustain your
Oh,
spell, so your
Okay.
guardian spirits dissipate.
All right.
'Cause you
Well,
lost concentration on the spell.
I still, you know, when my hammer misses, I bring it near me, and I still say, "Stong, up the rope," because I'm not. I feel bad last time that I jumped through the dimension gate before Caliph, even though she told me to. So
Now, the room basically it's like it plunges into darkness just because of the contrast. Although there is still light, it's just dimly lit now rather than brightly lit.
Rogar still has an action though, doesn't he? He's only used.
I do.
Yes.
I'm holding. Can I hold my action to climb the rope until Stong does, or does it not work that way?
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, that's what I do.
Okay. So Artemisia, are you still hanging out of the?
When people started coming in, she's gonna
Okay.
go back up.
So you and Cecilia and now Sturge are all in that extra dimensional space.
If only gorillas could climb.
I'm also
Marcelea looks somewhat relieved to see Artemisia return,
I'm too big, Sturge. I can't fit in.
and
Shut
she says, "Oh, welcome. Thank you for saving me. I thought I would return the favor."
Yeah. just
What?
Talk.
We have friends down there dying.
What do you want me to do about that?
Stop talking.
Ugh.
Yes.
Okay, Stung, your turn.
So he hears Rogar saying, "Get up the rope." How far am I from Rogar and the rope?
You are standing in the corner of the room, and the rope is kind of in the middle of that upper L section. So it's like 10, 15 feet away.
Okay. And you said doing the perception is a bonus action.
Yes.
I'll try to figure out where the vampire is.
Okay. Make a roll.
That is a 20.
Ooh, nice.
You can tell where the vampire is. She is lurking near Rogar, in fact.
Okay.
Ugh.
So
So Stong, wait, I'm sorry.
mechanically,
You know that
I-
thing? You know that thing
Unbelievable
Loki
is nice
does,
play.
or Hulk does to Loki in the first Avengers? When he just
Yeah.
like, wham, wham, wham.
well, I was gonna figure out what I would need to do to try to grab her and then like throw her out of the room or something if I could.
You could grab her as in lieu of doing damage. Yes. If you hit her with an
Okay.
attack. Like,
Okay.
that's just how grappling works.
Okay. So if I have multi-attack, do I still get to try to do that twice, or is it just one?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I will try to grab her.
Okay. Remember, you have disadvantage since she is invisible.
Yep. Okay.
Greater invisibility is rough.
One of them is a 25.
Hulk and Loki.
With disadvantage?
Yep.
Oh,
There's a
Hey!
16 and a 19.
you grabbed her.
18 and a 12. So that 12.
You are now
is a
holding a-
21. Okay.
You are now holding a very unhappy vampire in your hand. She
I-
is invisible, and she is straining to escape.
Can I make a quick point?
Yes.
That sickening radiance should be persisting.
Ooh.
I haven't broken my concentration technically.
The sickening radiance is in the other room, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
did
he
you?
was going to throw her out the door, I thought.
Okay, yes.
That's
the
what I'm
sickening
saying.
radiance is still there in
If
the
you-
in the other
if
room. Yes.
This is something you want to do. If you threw her into the middle of that, she would have to make a saving throw. when she's
I
Plus-
kind of wanted to throw her like as far away as possible so that we could
Yeah.
escape or regroup,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean,
But I
the
mean, in the
sickening
sickening
radiance
radiance
is
is good.
outside the door.
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
So, would you like to toss her with
I
your
would like to try
second
to
attack?
toss her.
Okay.
Because
Real quick,
I am
real
a
quick.
huge beast. Mhm.
Does she have to make a concentration check for the grapple?
It didn't do any damage to
Oh,
her.
okay.
Yeah.
She'll make a concentration check when she slams into the statue of her goddess.
Oh, aim for Char. That would
Because
be great.
so technically, as a giant ape, I have a
Yeah.
ranged attack built into the stat block. Can I use her as the projectile?
Donkey
Because
Kong.
He's
Donkey Kong.
he's a
Donkey
huge
Kong.
beast.
Yes. Go ahead and make a roll.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. I'm gonna throw her at the 20. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. Like, I don't know how to show you this.
It's okay. I believe you.
Okay. I just
Nice.
I don't know what to
Um,
do. So
all
it's
right.
76. 7d6 damage
What?
plus 6.
Okay. So
all
with
roll
our house
for
rule
it?
and how crits work, that means
Oh my god.
it's you said it was 7d6.
7d6.
Oh my
Okay, so
God.
it's 42 damage
Okay.
plus then roll 7d6.
I just like
Do you need some help rolling?
no, this is a beautiful moment. I'm gonna
Just
cherish this.
take
I'm gonna
it.
savor
Take
this
it.
moment.
It is for
Jesus.
I'm gonna
Alright.
savor this moment.
Stomp.
So that's
Donkey
5.
Stomp.
you. I feel like there's
That's
a chance
9.
that yet again my sickening radiance will do crap all.
16.
I still haven't
No.
killed her.
No, I don't think that's true. She
I don't know.
appears when she goes into the sickening radiance, she appears flailing and then
She's
gonna
slams
break
into the statue like a
Break all
missile.
her bones on the statue. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying my life
Okay.
is what it is.
That's another
Um,
20 plus 6. So plus 20 plus 6 on top of the
So you did
42.
house rule.
68 damage.
That's like half her hit points.
Wow.
Okay, it's
Crunch.
not Westgate Irregulars anymore. It's just Stong.
I'm
And
looking around
I-
for a banana.
Here's
No
the thing.
bananas, and I'm disappointed.
Here's
I
the
get to say
thing.
because I can understand what you're saying.
Normally, she's resistant to non-magical bludgeoning weapons,
Oh,
but you
bummer.
threw her against a highly magical statue.
Yeah.
So she falls down onto the ground.
Oh my god.
And she took radiance damage, right?
Hold
In the
on.
sickening-
Okay, sorry.
That's when she starts. No, that's when she enters the zone, right?
Right.
Mm.
Isn't
Yeah,
that okay? So
No,
she has to
on her-
save.
on her turn? And she, I think. Oh,
At the
let
beginning
me
of her
double
turn?
check
Mm.
because it's beginning of her turn, or if she enters it. I think. He's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there.
So yeah.
All right. Well, she became visible. She did make her save to avoid taking damage from the radiance, but her turn is going to start in a second. So Sturge, it is now your turn.
Donkey
Marcelea
Stomp.
Marcelea kind of
stick
perks up. Well,
my
Marcelea kind of perks up and says, "Well, that was unexpected."
She saw it.
What?
She
Well, I
sees
think-
everything.
All I want to know is what's going on down there. I stick my head down, and I'm ready to help or.
So
jump
you
out.
see this vampire lady having just you stick your head down just quick enough to see her whole body slam into the statue and like just like an insect hitting a windshield, right?
She'll touch.
All of her limbs spread out a little bit. They're like
Chill touch. It's 120 feet. I think is that in
okay,
there?
go ahead and roll. And she is no longer invisible since she's within that persistent sickening radiance. I can tell I'm going to love that spell. Good job, Aaron. Good job.
You just have to jump out of it. So somebody get one that holds people down.
Yeah, we gotta
Um,
lock her down somehow.
And I'm
Don't know
gonna
how.
I got hold person.
There we
but-
go. It's a team up sister thing.
Wow.
I'm gonna cast it at second level if it's a yeah, so that'd be well, whatever.
I just want to pause for a second and thank Robert Schwalb for creating Sickening Radiance. Clearly, he is the guy who created that spell. All right.
Okay,
Unless it was
so-
Jeremy or Mike. I love you guys too. Anyway,
All right, so
Steven, what did you roll?
22 to hit,
That hits.
16
Nice.
necrotic damage,
Oh my God. Okay.
and she won't be able to regenerate till the beginning of my next turn.
Nice.
And I'm gonna say to everyone, "She's down. Storm's got her down," and I'm gonna jump out and make an acrobatics landing, I guess. And yeah, and what is there anything else I can do?
Hold on. So, Artemisia,
Mm.
now, had you been looking out? Because you mentioned something about readying a magic missile spell, right?
Yes.
She
Yeah.
did.
But then people were coming up, so she like moved.
Unless she did.
So
So polite.
Did you do that on the last round though? I don't really recall.
Did you move out because you thought you'd have to move out, or like there wasn't enough space, or?
I feel like Artemisia would look back down once Cecilia and Sturge came up out of concern for Rogar and stuff.
I mean, that is very much in character.
yeah.
'Cause you did say that you were readying a magic missile spell.
Yes.
All right, do your magic missile spell. Sorry, she became visible. Just trying to do the rules.
All right. 14.
14 damage.
Yep.
Force damage. Magic missile.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Presumably. I know.
All
I
right.
I don't.
All right. Yeah, it's force damage. Okay.
So pew, 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 little lightning looking guys, white.
Okay.
Can I come?
Believe it or not, the vampire manages to stand up
Oh.
and then saves against this radiant bullshit.
Um,
Here we go. Here we
Come
go.
on.
Okay. All right, Aaron.
Come
can
on.
Pick which of these 3 d20s you want me to use. There's the
Oh,
black
geez.
one, there's the brown one, and there's the Seahawks one,
the Seahawks
Ooh,
one.
Seahawks.
went
which I
on.
just dropped off the table. So clearly that's the unlucky one.
For
Please.
who though? For her or for me? I already picked. So roll that one.
She
The
rolled a
face.
7 and failed her save. Roll me the damage.
What?
please.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Thank you, Seahawks.
Mhm.
It's 30.
Oh my
I
god.
rolled very
What?
nicely. 2 10s, an 8, and a 2. And she takes a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Well,
exhaustion.
Well, she's a
Right?
vampire. She's immune to exhaustion.
oh.
All right.
Okay, but she feels it
So-
wash over her. She knows what it was trying to do.
Okay. Well, her body disintegrates into black and purple mist.
Oh, what?
You can
Yes.
still attack that. It's a gaseous form. Attack it! Attack it! Attack it!
Oh,
And that
the
mist,
entity
Ah.
is formed.
that mist immediately starts fleeing.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, at least we
man.
stopped a little.
Get it! Get it! You can get
I'll
it.
take that. That's better than
Attack her!
Oh, that's
Attack
just
her!
just
dying.
go for
Attack
her.
her! Attack
let
her!
her
Everything
run.
You got.
Who gets to do it? Does anybody have a name? What attacks
So-
forms?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah,
What are you
they can
aiming
still
at?
take damage
It's a
from it.
clown.
It has to be magical. I mean, it can't be your
Yeah.
fists, but.
I mean, Artemisia has a lightning bolt left.
Yes.
You've been
But
itching to
she's
use
up
it.
in the thing. She's
I've
just
only
looking
got
at it.
cantrips I can do out, but I mean I can attack with one.
Just do it.
Okay, well the
Yeah.
mist flies very well. It only flies at a rate of 20 feet, technically.
Yeah.
So it's
slow
Yes.
It starts flying back through the chamber. It moves around the statue of Shar and is now behind the central statue. So you
behind.
can't really see it from your vantage point. You can see
Oh,
the
man.
shattered statue instead, which stung, I want to say. You broke its head off with a thrown vampire.
You know, feeling pretty good today. Feeling pretty good.
Did
MVP,
68
man.
damage to it.
That was something.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
Oh my god.
I'm so pleased your polymorph worked out as well.
She's
Lucy.
so
Yeah,
close.
I'm so pleased.
She's so close.
CR 15 monster. Anyway,
Man.
okay, so
Anyone
I guess we're continuing this.
have- yeah, we gotta.
So
Get her. Get her.
Rogar,
Listen, we have a reputation
Aye.
to uphold.
it's your
as
turn.
loose cannons.
You
Well-
cannot see her.
I see that she's I saw that she's
You saw
on
that
the-
she
on
turned
the
to
ropes.
mist and then started to flow away.
I started just like finish her, and then, like,
Uh,
well, that doesn't sound like such a bad idea. So, and if nothing else, we still need to get out of here. So, and we have to go that way to get to the exit. So I will venture forth, and let's see, this will be
Into the
fucking-
plant growth.
Well, oh, and the sickening whatever. No,
The sickening radiance is still there, yes.
I guess I kind of. All right.
Until Cecilia banishes it.
You can tell me to get rid of it. I have definitely come to the hole to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's just
well,
Sturge and Artemisia's lower halves are sticking up into
does
the
the
extra
spell
dimension.
To be
Oh,
honest,
magic.
I'm not exactly sure.
And
what-
Marcelea is sipping her tea and she's all, that's so undignified.
Yeah.
Is
Shut it,
the spell
Marcy.
magic? You have to see the thing.
How rude.
To be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure what
Already
the sickening
established our
radiance
relationship.
is, or where it came from exactly, or
It's
because I've
true.
never seen it before,
It's
and
true enough.
and it looks exactly like something you'd expect in Temple of Shar. So I don't think to ask Cecilia, but I just I'll go up to the entrance of the as close as I can to the radiance and the plant growth or whatever without stepping
Okay.
into it. And
It's
So
not purple.
no, right, but it's blood red and it's
You didn't. I was standing right behind you when I cast it.
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
you
if you don't
saw
want
Cecilia casting the
Oh,
spell.
all right,
You
all right.
might not be sure what it is though.
Okay.
But you know that she cast it.
Oh, I'll say, Cecilia, is it safe for me to step in this red glowy stuff?
Definitely not.
Oh,
Does
all
it
right.
need to go away? What's happening?
I don't
She
know
pokes
if
her head
it's
down.
if it would be better for us to get to the exit or to keep it here to protect us. I don't know what it does, but
We're not going out this way. Okay, I'll stop thinking about it.
and I'll
It's gone.
yeah, it's gone.
Can we do that much on the turn?
Yeah,
That's
that's fine.
a lot. Okay.
You
I mean, if
just
I-
stop concentrating whenever.
If I still have movement, then I guess I move into the chamber and
I don't
mean,
think
it's-
plant growth works that way though. I think plant growth is just instantaneous and then it's there. So plant growth, if I'm remembering it correctly, Yang Yang, correct me if I'm wrong, reduces movement by a factor of 4, essentially. So it
Yeah.
costs 4 feet of movement to move 1 foot.
4 additional. So yes.
Yes.
So basically, for every 5 foot, they can only move 1.
correct.
right, I'll start, with my normal hammer. I'll just start like trying to clear a path towards the exit for everyone, and that's what I'll start doing.
Okay. So it's Marcelea's turn. She is just cannot deal. Artemisia, your turn.
Actually, oh shoot! Actually, I'm sorry. It just occurred to me we didn't exactly come down steps or anything here. We were teleported here,
That
and
is
there
correct.
was a solid wall behind us. So there isn't actually technically an exit that we would be heading towards.
You don't know where the exit is.
I don't know where the exit is, so I would not be just clearing a path. All right, I'm gonna stand. I'll just I've learned my lesson from last time not to get in the way of the blasters. So I'll step just inside the room and out of the way in case
All
someone
right.
wants to shoot something down the corridor.
All right, Artemisia.
Artemisia is coming out.
Lightning bolt her.
If
Well,
she can,
you
see-
can't see her.
High,
Yeah.
From up high, though, she's got a better view of maybe she can get an
Well, there's
angle
the
on.
statue.
There's a
couldn't
big statue in
she-
the way.
Couldn't she blast through the statue and then whatever
beheaded
is
statue?
caught? in that
Oh,
path.
true. Like in a line.
Yeah.
Statue. whatever's
The
behind it there.
statue is still there.
Wouldn't
The lightning would, I think, stop at the wall. I don't think lightning goes through walls. The statue is made of stone.
Bounce
So
it
it
off
just
the
like
wall.
Yeah,
the
that's fair.
statue.
If the statue were to be destroyed, I suppose it would go through shit. Okay.
It's not my turn yet.
Yeah.
Oh,
This could be.
You guys are gonna get an avatar of
epic.
Shar manifested up in here.
So,
We already
okay.
knocked its head off.
You cannot shoot a lightning bolt through the statue.
Yeah.
Unless the statue were, no longer there, in which case you could fire a lightning bolt through that space.
So if the lightning bolt obliterates the statue, it would keep going.
Where is Caliph and her shatter spell?
Oh, I know, right?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do this, we should-
Aaron, why did you have to ask that question? Because now Kaelith and her shatter spell is going to have to appear.
My God.
All right.
Thank you.
Hope you're all
thank
ready
you.
for this.
Thank you,
So-
DM.
From that southern chamber strides Kaelith.
Real Caliph or doppelganger Caliph?
Say pineapple.
Her wings have lost most of their feathers,
Oh, how
and she
sad.
looks haggard and bloody and beaten, and her eyes are like gleaming with destructive hatred. And she tosses one of the Night Mask corpses away, which was stuck on her sword. She tosses it aside, and then she's like,
Oh, that's not good.
and she sees this purple mist coming toward her, this purple haze, if you will. And I think Kaelith does what she does best and tries to cast Shatter on it. The Shatter doesn't do anything to the mist exactly, but it does hit the statue, which the mist was only just this side of. So let's determine how effective that Shatter spell would be against the already weakened statue. See, this wouldn't have happened if Aaron hadn't suggested it.
Nice going, Aaron.
Because
Great
Sorry,
suggestion.
you're welcome. I'm not sure how to feel right now.
she has
Trepidatious.
she has a really good impulse for good story.
Mhm.
And when you throw a hook out there, like I have to do it.
You
So
didn't hear the thing about the avatar of Shar, right?
you know,
if
I did.
if Shar
That's
manifests, Shar
overdone.
Indlar
It's
will
really
come
quite
There we
and
go.
bring her.
done.
I really did hear that. Oh, by the way. Okay, so here we go.
I'm so glad you're not doing it because it's real tacky.
Yeah.
Yeah, who did
Yeah, that's
that?
real tacky when avatars of goddesses show up. Okay. So here we go.
Oh my God. I'm ready for my turn.
Oh,
Already.
You've given her enough damage already.
Yeah, but
No
That
such
thing
that's a
is
little
enough
more.
damage.
Yeah,
What
Okay.
a lucky shot that was. That was a massive.
I know. I've never been so happy with any crit.
The statue had 80 hit points.
Hmm?
He did 68 damage to it with his hit.
Wow.
Kaelith just did 19 damage to it. The statue shatters,
Nice.
and you can now see the mist floating away, naively thinking it was going to escape.
Oh my god.
But Kaelith is on the far side of it, though, just to
That-
be clear.
That is true.
Well,
You
not
know what?
exactly
We'll
in a
fix that out.
line. You're up high, so it's a downward strike. It'll hit the ground.
Yeah,
Oh
what's the
my
range
God.
on lightning bolt?
You might not notice that.
100 feet, I think. I can check, but
Besides, we can always heal her afterwards.
Her boyfriend can put her back
Oh.
together, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Let's be kinder to our friends that
No.
aren't here.
No.
it's 100 feet for the lightning bolt.
At a downward angle.
We definitely don't want to do anything that makes Aiden more.
Well, let's see.
Impressive.
Excuse me a moment.
So
Y'all need to date better people.
I looked in the monster manual
Mhm.
to see if the misty form could actually take damage and stuff.
Mhm.
And what it specifies is that it is immune to all non-magical damage
Oh.
except what it takes from sunlight.
Immune to
Does
all
not-
non-magical.
Yes. So I think your lightning bolt is still going to hurt it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. All right.
The lightning bolt would go to reach about here.
Yeah, that's sufficient. All right.
Supposedly,
Yeah,
Kalis
so
So
down
you
here.
blast the lightning bolt, which comes arcing toward Calith. It hits the mist. It evaporates the mist.
Oh,
Oh,
Calith goes like this. And then the lightning bolt stops short of actually hitting him.
Did she breathe in the vampire cloud? I'm just asking.
yeah. She's just like takes a
Maybe.
little whiff.
Wow.
And that's all the time we have for tonight.
Oh
I just-
my god.
I just want to point out there is no way you should have been able to kill that vampire. And yet,
Oh
Thank
my
you.
god.
yeah, I guess I was being a little bit generous as a DM, but
Oh, I
Let
don't
me
know.
beat
I don't know.
Stop.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have
Earn
pulled
our
off
reputation.
you have pulled off a massive feat worthy of fame and legend.
Yay.
I will
Which-
have the Nut Mask's attention now for sure.
Your bard was conveniently on hand to witness. And you have certainly attracted the ire of the Night Masks by,
They were already mad at us. Now they have a reason.
well, now they have a very compelling reason. You
Oh my
slew
God.
one of their Night Masters.
One of
so-
their 4 key people. We know there's
Well, you know there are several key people. You don't
We-
know how many.
we've
That's
only
okay.
met-
Now
we've met
the Marquis of Darkness or the will get promoted.
3. The
and,
Pupper of Darkness.
Yes.
Audience, I'm sure you noticed that they were slinging around 4th level spells and/or 4th level spell slots. That's because they have gone up to 7th level, and I think we can all see why.
Woo!
They gained great power going into this fight, and it turned it in their favor.
So
Prove
excited to party
Marcy
more.
wrong.
Good job, players.
I've never played a character where I went up to 7th level at the beginning of it and then 8th at the end.
Pretty amazing.
All right.
Also,
Yes.
good job. Artemisia gets the kill and blow with the lightning bolt in front of her judging stepmother. by the
Yeah.
way.
Yes,
Oh.
Marcelea had been watching.
So-
Wow.
That's what we call a character.
So we'll see how that shakes out next week. We'll see how the Night Masks retaliate next week and subsequent weeks.
Uh-huh.
And we'll also see if the irregulars manage to escape this terrible, terrible sewer that they've been stuck in for 2 sessions
Stop.
now.
I know we got here.
So thank you to our wonderful players, the Dungeon Scrawlers. Thank you to the audience. I'll toss it to other people. Go ahead, Erin.
Thank you to our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Check them out at idlechampions.com.
Thank you to our moderators. Tonight's it's Player Red and Seldorine. Thank you.
Thank you to our other sponsors, Chaldea Studios and Gen Con and Gen Con TV specifically. They have lots of really great nightly programming for tabletop board games and all the other stuff that we all love. So somebody's going to be posting a schedule of their nightly shows. Check it out. It's great stuff.
Great. Thank you to Marcus Mays for putting this all together for us, the voice behind the program.
Aye. And the adventure continues over on our website, www.dungeonscrawlers.com, where you can find, all of our past episodes and recaps and bonus material. That's awesome. And thank you to all of our viewers. Stay scrawly.